Yo, how's it going, everybody? It's Pansy. Let's get started. Alright. Feels like I'm a bit too zoomed in here. No. Alright. Let's hop right in. So we're going to be doing a little bit of grinding, shenanigans, and then we'll have a few topics to talk about after. BDO login. Alright, where am I at? I just got these two. We're still a ways off, but that's okay. How's the fishing haul? 1, 2. Okay. 2 in the overflow. 3, 4, 5. Yo, okay. That was a pretty respectable haul. My workers are starving, apparently. Let's give the boys some food. All right. Why is my kid crying already? That's not okay. Oh, the eardrops. They're putting in the eardrops. He hates that shit. Oh, guy, he's like all done. Yeah, he hates all the medicines. I don't know what happened. He used to, like, if I hand him a syringe with like Tylenol, he'd take it himself without me having to do anything. But toddlers, they change every day. All right, we're gonna go to Bukpo. We're gonna turn in our fish, and then we're gonna start the grind. So first thing I want to do is I'm gonna go. What happened here? You took my money, didn't you? Did you take my money? Not enough money. No, it did not take my money. Okay. I think I put everything away accidentally. Hey, we got our twisted, so we need to set up that lightstone set. And how many end times do I have? I think I did some end times. Okay, so we'll be able to charge the lightstone set. That's good. Great. Well, let's get going, boys. Let's see. Oh, I just saw blue in there. Alright, we're gonna head over to Bukpo. And we will turn in this fish, take our payday. We're gonna sort out our crystals. Then we're gonna head to the training dummy. I need to remember how to play Awakened Dosa. If I'm gonna be doing Dolans, I need to do it on my Dosa. I don't know why I was doing it on my Mystic. First hour, I completely forgot. Second hour, I remembered after the hour started. I'm like, this is the entire purpose of Dosa. What am I doing? So we just need to go and remember the rotation for him. Have to remember everything Aiden taught us. We should be on the training dummy for a few minutes. I might actually do a quick recording for Mystic. My rotation as Mystic. Mister? Okay, what's the price? Is 130. Let's go. Oh, what the hell? No way I'm doing that. Nuh-uh. 80% for Blue Bat and Yellow Corvina? No way. We're gonna offload the big fish here. And then we're gonna hop and get a better rate on the others. So that's 1. There should be 5. 2. Where's 3? 4, 5. I think that should be it. Yep, that was it. Okay, that's awesome. So that was a big payday from that. Let's go ahead and check this out. Yo, Monka! Sorry, my YouTube chat was on the bottom. I totally missed that. I tried Underground Gyphins versus Honglum. Honglum wins. Yeah. After the APDP changes, it has become better to just do Honglum there. That is true. Good stuff. Let me adjust my chat so I can see this better. I've been meaning to buy like a widescreen monitor, like one of those 49-inch OLEDs, but I'm like, I don't want to spend the money. Sorry, I don't have a gear command on YouTube there, guys. But hey, Russell, I got you. Here's my gear right now. Oh. This is what I'm working with. What's up, Chan? I'm on a BDO break at the moment, only taking care of my AFK fishing. Probably till my active value pack runs out. See you around. All good, man. What are you playing now, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, that's good stuff. Yeah, it's always nice to take a break. Never feel bad about dipping away from BDO and coming back whenever you feel like it. Oh yeah, people are on YouTube chat right now, Kier. Kier Anonin. Sorry if I mispronounced. Back on Valheim? I never played Valheim. I've been meaning to play it. I only had, like, I like to try other games and stuff. I tried V Rising earlier this year, but I didn't try Valheim yet. I feel creative, yeah. Dude, I didn't even play Pal World. I need to go on like a whole playing spree for these building survival games, you know? 117, that's a bit, that's okay. 117.99. Let me just see what's on Med 1 and then we'll dip. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the training dummies and we're gonna just refresh our rotation. I'm gonna actually go ahead and do a quick recording of the Mystic rotations for Succession and Awakening. Or sorry, yeah, Awakening as well. And then I need to practice my Dosa rotation because I think I forgot. I'm sure if I just take a look at the video again. Okay, this is better. This is better. A little bit better, just a little bit better, but we'll take this. So I sold 5 of the silver beltfish separately for about 1.5. So this was over a 3 build day. That's pretty good. So I'm happy with that. Oh yeah, well over 3 build. 3.1. No, almost 3.2 bill. Yeah. Oh wait, we got these stuff too, the event ones. That's fine. We'll sell this eventually. Cool. Any new things on BDO from the endless grinds? Oh, Shy Enjoyer, what's up, man? Yeah, they released a whole new expansion. This is the Edania region. It came out with new grind spots and of course new gear upgrades and stuff, but they also introduced side upgrades. Actually, let's do this before I go into the training dummy. Let's actually boost, amplify our light stones. So I did buy the Twisted set. So that's the Edania species damage. So we're going to put that together. We'll do the amplification. So basically amplifying a light stone empowers the individual light stone to give you more stats. So if the species set gives you like 30 species damage for the regular light stones, the amplified will give you 36. Oh, I'm over here. I have buffs running. I better do this on another character. Well, I'll probably just have to refresh the buffs anyway, because I'm gonna go into the training dummy to show you guys rotations and stuff. I know people are gonna ask. So let's go ahead and collect that. Let's head back to town. Let's get to a blacksmith. Hakinza. But yeah. So yeah, in terms of new content that came out, there's new grind spots. There's a new weekly boss. Depending on your gear score, you'll qualify for certain bosses, and it gives you the material to enhance. Where is it? These things, the piece of Idana. This turns a Tet Fallen God Slumbering Origin armor into the new Idania gear. So it's like this one. Looks sick as fuck. Look at my armor. This is actually just the base armor. Let's get into light. Look at this. Look at how badass it looks. And it, like, you can dye the inside part. You can dye the whole thing. And it matches so well with my sovereign weapons. So I love it. And look at the cape on that. It's awesome. But yeah, so there's weekly bosses that you can do. There's new grind spots. And the grind spots, they have different drops now. Like, it's not just going for silver. I mean, every spot can drop debos, but there's also additional things. It's like, these are the pity pieces for this crystal. The crystal can drop as a on its own, but you can also get the pities for that. You need 100. This is 45 Idania species damage. It's crazy. So like, there's different versions of that, just different tiers of that. There's also other crystals around here, like Silent Fragment of Origin, Distorted Fragment of Origin. These are basically free, not free. So these are safe enhancement materials for your Slumbering Origin armors. So you use it in place of an enhancement stone plus cron stones. So like these are 5 bill each, sitting min price, but they, you know, are safe enhancement. You'll be able to enhance your Slumbering Origin armor. So that's a little bit of a catch-up thing, they say, but of course it is still expensive to do. I mean, like, it's not like hammers. I mean, like, look, it's super expensive. Like, if you go on pity with a 5 bill each, what is that, 250 bill? So it's like, well, you can just buy the damn thing for, like, you know, what is it, 170 something now? Yeah, the 170s. So it's like, sort of like a pity. It's an alternative enhancement option, let's say. Yo, Raskendo, how's it going, man? Do you believe they should add mid-tier zones for people not in the endgame? I think there's a lot of spots, but I think what they need is they need scalable party spots. So there's two things I want them to add in the PvP side. A scalable party spot. That means this spot can be done solo or with 2 people, 3 people, 5 people, whatever. I think they can figure that shit out. They should figure that shit out. So that's one. I also want them to do world events like Guild Wars 2 and the Guild Wars 2 event system and Final Fantasy 14 system. Like, there's all these world bosses that spawn all over the world, and they're just so useless. In Guild Wars 2, we had to, like, trigger an event, follow through the event, and throughout the whole process, we're getting rewards, and finally there's this big battle. Like, something like that. I mean, not all the bosses in Guild Wars 2 are like that. You know, some of them are just regular bosses that just spawn and just get clapped, but, you know, whoops, there we go. So, those are the things I want. So, I don't think it's just a matter of adding new spots, because the spots are okay now. I mean, there is a pretty decent progression through the spots. You know, especially with a Hex that came up, because before we'd have people stay at Honglum for the longest time, but now Hex is kind of in between Honglum and what is this spot? I'm blanking. Yuzurheed Highlands. So, you know, I think an event type system would be really good for the game. But yeah. So yeah, in terms of content, you know, that's what came out. There's new stuff for life skilling in terms of the Idania versions of the drafts, new little perfume stuff, gathering stuff, fishing spots, which aren't that great. And yeah, that pretty much sums it up. I mean, it was a pretty solid expansion. I really like the fact, like, what we're gonna do right now, guys, we're gonna actually get the twisted light stones and we're gonna amplify these. Wait a minute, I only have 2? What the hell? Where's my 3rd one? I could have swore I bought one outright that was sitting on the shop. Seriously? Maybe someone bought it like right at the second that I was buying it and it just didn't work out. Oh well. Oh my god, they're listed at min price. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, they'll probably drop in price, but we do need it today. So I went ahead and bought it. So yeah, what I liked about the Idania release is that they have a lot of side grades. They have this upgrade version. This is more for endgame player, but still. There's an upgraded way to reform your alchemy stones, which I thought was good. There's a way to amplify your light stones, which empowers the light stone. Is what we're going to do right now. Just give me a moment. I'm just yapping. So that empowers light stones, and then there's also something to empower your crystals here as well. So we'll just make them a little stronger. Everything together, your character has progressed, you know? It's stronger. I like these kind of things because when I play for 20 hours, I expect my character to be better than when I started, right? You spend 20 hours grinding on a game, you expect to be stronger. So there's other games like, you know, Maple Story and stuff where they have a bunch of layered systems. At first glance, it seems very complicated. And it is complicated, but with that complexity also comes another facet, which is, you know, you're progressing everything little by little. You know, you might not get your upgrade, you might not get a drop, but you might have boosted your points on one of the systems and it made your character stronger. So, you know, with that layered approach, it is a very cluttered and bloated, but, you know, you're spending time on the game, you're getting stronger. You're playing the game, you're getting stronger. And that's what I would expect in an MMORPG. In BDO, it's all driven by your gear. You know, a vast majority of your power, you know, is by your gear, and then things you buy once and then you're done, right? So I like that they added these additional upgrade systems. So, you know, while we're going for those upgrades, we are seeing a power increase. So, yeah, that's just my 2 cents about it. I thought it was a good change to how they were approaching things until now. Dude, where's the blacksmith? Am I like just... Here, we'll just do this. There we go. Do I need 2 Kabua from the marketplace? I have 1, paid 8 bill for it, but so Kabuas, right? Let me take a look. So last I remember, not Labua, Kabua. Labubu. So last I remember, the pities were cheaper. So min pricing a Kabua 4.7, whereas pities are just sitting there. It's cheaper to buy the pity because you can, if you just buy 100 pities, that's 4 bill. So if you are making another Kabua, go with the pities. All right, let's go ahead and extract. Sorry. This guy isn't the one who extracts. Okay. Where's your damn blacksmith? Where's your blacksmith? Hello. That guy only sells gear. Where is it? I don't know this town. God damn it. If I say repair, is it going to take me to the same guy? Alright, who's the dude that does it here? I just don't know. No, I'm not talking to him. Surely you guys have someone who extracts stuff. Come on. Maybe he's outside. I don't know if he's outside. Is there one? Type blacksmith? Ah, he is outside. There we go. Thank you. Dude, I would love events in this game. I think they could do a really good job, and we can have like epic world boss battles and stuff. And they have like so many world bosses which are just useless. It's just a tank and spank, and if it doesn't die, you just get the drop, right? So I need 2 more of that. My baby's still crying. He hates taking eardrops. Oh, I might have to go and visit. Go and see what is going on down there. We'll see. Alright. Okay. I need an iridescent. Oh, perfect. I had one. So let's put in the... Oh, wait. Do we need to amplify first? I think we need to amplify first, right? So... how do we amplify this? The first thing we need is end times. Wait, why did I read that wrong? I can only amplify 2 of these so far. Okay, never mind. We are not ready to amplify all of them. We'll amplify 2. So magical shards and magical lightstone. Oh, sorry, that's 50 each. With heating. Alright, so let's amplify our twisted lightstones. At least 2 of them for now. We need more magical lightstone crystal. How many more do we need? I need another 24. Don't have more. Okay, we'll have to make some. Where is that midget? He should be around here somewhere. Dalshane's always lurking around. Oh, there he is. Ah, great. He's gonna make me take all this trash. Alright. Alright, alright. Thank you, thank you. I only have 1 of those in my inventory. Let's see. Imperfect. Okay. So, let's do this. Okay. So, we're going to go ahead and hit twisted. Hit that. So, we're going to need... So, to amplify a lightstone, you need 1 lightstone. Then, crystallized energy of N times 30. 50 magical shard. And 100 magical lightstone crystal. So, go ahead and hit that. So, this will give us... let's see... So 2 more AP. So like a regular twisted gives you 5 Edania monster AP. Where's the other one? This one? Sorry, no, where is it? Okay, here. So amplified. So it gives you 2 more Edania monster AP. So I'll be able to amplify 1 more of this. So it is going to give me a total of 4. And then if I get the last one done, that will give me 6. So we still need more end times to do that. I'm like 14 end times away from the last one. But after we do that, we'll start working on our crystals here. We got all of these to do. So good little side grades to slowly get stronger. All right. My kid's crying a lot right now. I'm going to go really quickly just check what's up. All right, BRB, sorry. Oh, what's going on there? A wasted silver? Dude, I did the same thing, don't worry. One of our friends joined last June and out of season and straight for Kabua. I think it's a smart choice. It is. It is. It's a very good item in terms of how much DR you get, especially. All right. Just give me a second, guys. I'll be right back.
Got my eyes set on you, got my aim and my game. Pull the trigger tonight, won't let you out alive. Are you ready stars are aligned. Give it up, you are mine. Are you ready, ready, ready for me, honey, honey, honey? I'm a wild illusion with a gun, and I am here to hide.
Okay. Now it's not gonna be hot as fuck.
I am coming in for ya. I am matching like a cobra.
Yeah, my kid was like crying like heck to take the eardrops. I had to hold him down. He's too strong.
Baby, get on it from under. You can be a runner. I will be the hunter. Baby, I'm coming, coming for ya. Baby, I'm coming, coming for ya. Baby, I'm coming, coming for ya. Baby, I'm coming.
Okay, let's go. So, chat. Start a dance? Do I even have any dances? I don't think I bought any. Did they give one for free? If you claim them? What's there to claim? I don't think I have any dance related claiming things.
Don't care what you came from, only what you gon' do tonight. This is what we came for. Let's find out what we're made of tonight. The way you rock the dance floor.
A while ago, I remember claiming something. I just don't know what it's called. I thought I did. Maybe not. Where is it? These, right? Nah, I don't have it. I don't have any. How much are they? Wait. Where is it? Where is it in the social? Function? Where do they put it in the cash shop? I don't know. Time limited? Ah. Alright, that's as much time as I'll put in for that. So that's how we amplify our light stones. We did that. Good. So let's go ahead and head to the training dummies, and I'll go over my rotations for Mystic, and then we'll switch to Dosa. I'll start trying to remember how to play him, and I'll grind on Dosa a little bit because I want to be able to use Dosa for Dolans. I've done a couple hours of Dolans this week. I want to keep doing it whenever I get the chance. So time limited, then their loss. Okay, so what am I looking for? Where's that thingamabob? Battle arena, right? Yeah, there we go. I'm not in a party. I'm solo dolo. All right. Well, you know what? I got this coffee mug when I was in the partner program. They gave us 2 coffee mugs, at least as long as I was there. Both of them are the shittiestly designed coffee cups there is. Like, look at this. Look at this here. Only it's not comfortable at all. It's not comfortable at all to put your fingers through. Like, it's very imbalanced. Like, if it's full, it's very annoying to carry. So I usually carry it like this, if anything. There's the other cup, which was even worse design. I'm like, all right. These guys aren't meant to be designing cups for sure. Okay, let's start off with Succession. So the premise of Succession Mystic is to generate shards and consume shards. So you consume it in a few manners. You consume it with Wave Orb, Roaring Tiger, and Rage Hammer. So when you use these skills with 3 shards available, they become empowered and do a lot more damage. Using them with 2 shard or 1 shard does nothing. And also at 3 shards, we can use spacebar after a skill, that's Crouching Wolf, to give us our attack speed buff. So, in terms of our routine, well, let me just show you my add-ons. This is what I run. Is it perfect? Probably not. Is it enough to get me by? Sure. It's enough. I haven't really min-maxed add-ons in a long time after they changed how add-ons work. I just use the same thing everywhere now. So, all right. In terms of the rotation, here's how I do it. The first thing is, the most important buff is, obviously first attack speed buff whenever you have 3 shards by default. But when you start a rotation, you also want to use AP buff. So you have 2 skills which do that. The first one is Sweeping Kick. This is not one I use too often anymore, but the other one is Somersault Kick. Where is it? I call it a backflip, straight up, but yeah, somersault. So, both of these give you the same AP buff, but this one is stronger, and it flows in with my rotation well. So, if you want a quick one, like putting Sweeping Kick on the hotbar, it just like does that the first half of it, and you'll immediately get the buff. That's more of a PvP purpose, just to pre-buff while I go in. You can use it in PvE as well, it doesn't really matter, but realistically, when you open the rotation, I try to close the gap with the mobs with Sea Burial, just as a way, as I'm moving towards the pack, I'll use Sea Burial to get in range. And that's just my use of Sea Burial in terms of the DPS. It doesn't consume shards or anything, it's just a flat skill. So for PvE, that's the purpose of Sea Burial. But the real rotation starts once you are in range. You're going to start with Somersault Kick, Shift or SQ, and then SLMB, Hidden Claw. So once upon a time, we used to rely on Elbow Edge a lot for that DP shred, but now we're just going to use Hidden Claw. Hidden Claw is really good damage, good flow with it. But one thing about Elbow Edge now is you can use it as a gap closer and just as a mobility skill. It is a SA now. So once you are in range, Somersault into SLMB, Hidden Claw, and that's going to generate 3 shards. You're going to hit spacebar to activate your Crouching Wolf and get that attack speed buff, and then you'll dump the 3 shards with Roaring Tiger. That's going to be the first part of the rotation. Raging Wolf gives full shards. Which one is Raging Wolf? Oh, sorry. Raging Wolf? What? What's Raging Wolf, bro? The Rabam? Oh my god, I don't even use those suckers. Only one I use is Unbridled Wrath. Raging Wolf does give you the full thing, and I've used this mostly in PvP just to go in with like the attack speed buff and everything. For PvE, I usually didn't use it, but you can use this as a pre-buff as well. Absolutely, good call. But for PvP, like, it's very rare that you're just sitting there with 3 shards. Usually you're dumping them out, but you can use that. You can do a pre-buff with Sweeping Kick as well. But like I said, my rotation is gonna start out with Somersault. So you go into Somersault, SLMB, Hidden Claw, and you can, at that point, you can hit spacebar to activate the Crouching Wolf buff, and then after do a Roaring Tiger to dump the 3 shards. So that's part 1. So part 2 is going to be just straight up damage. So this combo for part 2 is going to be the same in Succession as well as in Awakening. That is going to be your Magna Skill Hurricane Kick into Death Cloud. So the Death Cloud flow combo is a very strong one. They buffed it a while back, and in both Succession and Awakening, it's a giga damage. So how that works is you can activate this combo after a few skills. You just hold LMB. So for example, I like to do it after the Magna skill. So holding LMB after the Magna skill just activates it. So how does that look like? These 3 punches right there. So that is giga damage, and they're on really short cooldown there. And that is where a bulk of your DPS comes out, as well as it's a forward guard. So you're protected during that stage. So yeah, that is going to be part 2. You're going to do either you have it on a hotbar or you just use RMB and hold LMB. That gets the Death Cloud combo out, and I think I did an extra punch there, but that is part 2. Then part 3 is, once again, you'll have 3 shards. You're going to dump it out. So depending on where you're grinding, do you have very tanky mobs, or do you have mobs that are almost dead? If they're almost dead and just need a cleanup, you can just straight up do a shift Q rage hammer into maybe even a Rabam Unbridled Wrath and just clean up some stragglers. But if there is more damage to be done on the mobs, as well as if you need continued protection, I like to go into Thunder Pound. So that is more forward guard right there. And then after Thunder Pound, you can immediately go into Wave Orb, or you can weave in SRMB. So if you need more DPS, you'll use the SRMB before Wave Orb. If it looks like it's going to die, you can cut it off and just do a Wave Orb. So here's how it looks. Shift RMB, SRMB, SC for Wave Orb. So that is part 3. So I like to just split the whole combination into like little tiny pieces, because you can like mix and match like the order of these depending on the mobs and the orientation. Now let's say you did all that and they're still alive. At that point, I like to just hold F and do Soul Basher. And when you do it all in a singular chain of skills, you'll have 3 shards at this point. So if you hold F and do Soul Basher and go into Tornado Kick, you should have 3 shards, and then you can do a Shift Q just to do a Rage Hammer and clear out whatever's left, and then you can rinse and repeat at that point. So when you put it all together, let me just throw away all my shards right now. So when you put it all together, this is what it's going to look like. So go in, whoop, overshot. Somersault into somersault into Hidden Claw, into a Roaring Tiger, and then, you know what, let me just talk through it and then I'll do the full rotation without stopping. Then RMB into LMB. That's going to be Hurricane Kick into the Death Cloud combo. And when you do it all in the chain, you'll have more shards left over. But then Thunder Pound, SRMB, Wave Orb, SC. And then, so that Thunder Pound, SRMB, Wave Orb. And then you do Soul Basher, Tornado Kick, and then Rage Hammer. So once again, let me just do it without stopping this time. So I can't talk while I do this because the skills go off too quick and I just confuse myself at that point. So here's how it looks. Buff up into Rabam, Thunder Pound, Wave Orb, Soul Basher, Rage Hammer. So at that point you can just restart pretty much. With the risk of one of these skills being off cooldown if you go a bit too quick or whatever, but that's about it. That's my main DPS rotation I do for all the endgame spots. I'll definitely play Savior when it's out. What kind of question is that? I've been waiting. I've been a Savior main for 15 years. So anyway, that is Succession and the rotation for Succession. All right. Let me switch to... I think it's this one. Yep, it's this one. You play it, you main it? I need saving? Saving what? I hope it's not an Ascension class. It probably will be. Just because they're lazy. Okay, so Awakening. So Awakening also utilizes the Rabam Hurricane Kick. I have it on 4 here. I like to use it off the hotbar for Awakening. Succession, I use it off just a keybind. It's easier for me. Saved from BDO? What are you doing? Are you spending too much money or something, man? Oh, rough. Okay, so here's Awakening, right? And I just realized how much of my screen is just taken up by my camera and my chat box. Crazy. Okay. Maybe I'll move this one. Where is that? Maybe I'll just move this away. We can even resize this a little bit. There we go. Maybe that's a little bit better. I don't know. So, Awakening is going to work a little differently. Once upon a time, we used to do a lot of shift LMB, shift RMBs. Um, so you can still do the shift RMB for that FG. It's a little bit of a sorry, that's Thunder Pound. Let's switch to Awakening. It's got a decent lingering FG there. If it helps you out, you can weave that in. It's also a good heal for sustain. So right now, how we're going to be getting the DP shred off, it's going to be primarily through Rising Dragon with a few shards. So the shard spending for Awakening, it's not going to consume all of your shards. So you don't need to have a 3 shard in order to do a spender skill, right? So it's a lot easier. So Wave Orb is going to take 2 shards, while Rising Dragon takes 1 shard. And what am I missing here? Sea Burial, also 1 shard. Okay. So this is going to be a bit different in terms of how you do it. So me personally, I still do like the Tidal Burst and Rapid Streams, but it's very short and just a very tiny inputs of it. We're not holding it out for like the full rotation and holding it for multiple rotations where we can. So like a quick tap of it is usually enough for me. But here's what I got my keybinds on. So as you see, I still have Tidal Burst and Rapid Stream there. Those are just for my buffs, for getting it off, and you know, it's not necessary the way we play nowadays, but it's still what I like to do. It's still pretty much a habit for me. Okay, so our big AP buff to know for Awakening is Spiral Torpedo. That's 28 AP as usual. It's on a 5-second cooldown, so we're going to be using that as our primary means to reposition in packs, and by doing so, you'll maintain that AP buff throughout the fight. So I put it on my hotbar. You can also do WF for that. So that works too, whichever is more comfortable. So whenever you start off, you're going to start off with Spiral Torpedo. Now let me see. Let me go and see if I can just dump out all of these shards here. Okay, perfect. And just give me a second for the cooldowns to come back up, and we'll just talk through the little rotation here. So whether you're reaching the pack or you're going through the pack, whichever you do, you're gonna just initiate with the Spiral Torpedo. I do a shift LMB, shift RMB here, and that just immediately puts me at the 3 shards. Crouching Wolf for the attack speed buff. And then I immediately do a shift Q, Rising Dragon, that's the DP shred, and then a Sea Burial. And then at that point, there are a few instant cast skills we have. And listen, I'll show you the 2 portions, the one with Tidal Burst and Rapid Stream, or the one without. But if you do it this way, you would be at this point after shift Q, you can do a Sea Burial. They'll put you down to 1 shard. And then at that point, you can hold RMB. Sorry, where is this? Let me explain this one. So before I show you the rest of the rotation, let me just show you the instant cast skill. So you have a few instant cast skills. That's going to be Gushing Waters. That's an LMB, or I use it on hotbar for Awakening here. So you have Gushing Waters, Earth Splitter, Raging Wind, and Dragon Strike. So Raging Wind and Dragon Strike, this is just RMB. So both of them come out from just holding RMB. They're chained together pretty quickly. Gushing Water, LMB, or I use a hotbar, and then Earth Splitter is SRMB. So these are all instant cast skills. They do generate a shard. Which one is it? Yep, they do generate martial spirit shards, and most importantly, they also are a way to chain out Wave Orb. So any of these skills, you can shoot out Wave Orb really quickly. My favorite one is RMB, because it's just RMB, and then you just keep holding RMB, and then you just hit LMB. I hate showing this view because I use a different input for my movement. I play with QWES rather than WASD, so this is a bit reversed here. It's a bit odd for you guys to watch, but just at least for the mouse portion. So my favorite way to do Wave Orb. There's a lot of ways to do Wave Orb chain. So, you know, Gushing Waters, Earth Splitter, R&B, the Dragon Shadow Raging Wind. You can also, you know, dash backwards and then chain immediately Wave Orb out. So there's and also Sweeping Kick, SF. There's a lot of ways to do Wave Orb, but this one is probably the quickest and my favorite. It's just hold R&B and then tap LMB. So that is my go-to way of doing it. So anyway, let's recap on this is part 1 of the rotation. You're going to start off with a Spiral Torpedo, and then, you know, if you're using Rapid Stream and Rapid Stream and Tidal Burst, this is mostly for spots where you're going to need more sustain, and it's just really good heal. If you're not using Rapid Stream and Tidal Burst, you can replace that with Earth Splitter and Gushing Water. But anyway, then you go into Rising Dragon, Sea Burial, R&B. That'll do those two. And since I'm not... So before this, I could actually do a Gushing Water or Earth Splitter. But like I said, all of those skills will chain the Wave Orb. So any of those skills and then Wave Orb. So part 1 is ending with the Wave Orb. So this time I'll do it with the Gushing Waters and Earth Splitter preloaded. Nah, I'll do it after. It's fine. So you can like swap those around. Main thing is the core Tidal Burst. That FG is important in the Idonia spots when you are suffering from a lot of damage. So once again, these are you can move these parts around depending on your need there. Spiral Torpedo, SLMB, SRMB, Shift Q, WRMB, then Gushing Waters, hold RMB, Wave Orb, and then you go into part 2, which is going to be Hurricane Kick, and then Death Cloud. So Hurricane Kick, Death Cloud, that's going to be, I do Hurricane Kick from my hotbar for Awakening, and then I hold LMB for the Death Cloud. So that looks like this. And then at that point, you might have to reposition, and you also need to go back to Awakening. So how do you do that? You're going to use Spiral Torpedo. And then you can, if you are out of position, you can gap close with Sea Burial, and then go into Rising Dragon again. So that is basically the gist of Awakening. So it is a bit more fluid, in my opinion, compared to Succession. It does offer you better sustain as well. QWES. You know where the QWES started from? It started from Smite. I have a beta account from Smite. So I played Smite when it first came out in open beta. And I felt like I need to be able to hit my 1, 2, 3, 4 skills without having to lift my fingers. So, you know, we're constantly strafing around on Smite. So it was easier for me to play QWES. And also, the positioning of my fingers is more natural on QWES than doing WASD. So for me, it was just a natural transition there. Additionally, Ion came out, like when Ion Vanilla was out, like the default keybinds was QWES, and A and D would turn the camera. It was weird. So a bunch of things which kind of led up to it. It felt natural to me, and you know, and that's where we're at. So here's the rotation once again. I'm gonna start off with Spiral Torpedo. Then I'll just do that. And I messed up, so I need an extra. Oh my god, Wave Orb comes out after Shift RMB as well. So there you go. There's a lot of ways to do Wave Orb. Once upon a time, it was much more difficult to get it out. Let's start it again. So you can like weave this out, the first portion, in a lot of ways. I just thought of this again. So why are you gonna weave it out in different ways? So if you do the maximum DPS rotation, you might not have all the mobs in spot. The spot that I can think of where the maximum DPS rotation really comes into play is Dark Seekers, because you'll start your full DPS rotation as soon as you reach those 2 large mobs. Whereas for the smaller mobs, you know, you got to be a bit more tactful. You have to be in the right position. You have to let them group up and stuff. So by changing up that first part with, you know, Shift LMB, sorry, I'm in pre-awakening again. Shift LMB, Shift RMB, weaving in the Gushing Waters and the Earth Splitters and stuff. By changing the order there, you can prolong the DPS where the Wave Orb comes out until it's the optimal time. if you are going just for that big DPS right from the beginning, that's fine. You know, you can just go the usual way here. Kind of looks like this right here. Threw in a little Thunderpound at the end for funsies. Okay, that pretty much sums up Awakening. Clearly, I don't play Awakening as much as I do Succession because Succession is tankier. Her forward guards are a lot more notable. Her DPS is higher a little bit. You know, it's not too much that you have to be like, okay, Succession's a better class. Both are really strong grinders. Awakening is better for killing packs of mobs, whereas Succession is better for that high DPS. Why is your A and Q swapped? Like I said, I play with QWES. My left and right is QWES. You know, the reason I play it like that is it started with Smite and Ion years ago, many years ago. In Smite, I needed to be able to hit 1, 2, and 3, and 4 while strafing around, and Ion, it just came out as a default. So that's kind of why I don't show this little keyboard often. It confuses people. Okay, let's get out of here and bring out the Dosa. I want to relearn Awakened Dosa. It's been a few weeks since I played it, so rough. The BDO keyboard just makes it look worse. Yeah, I wish we could like customize it a bit. Unfortunately, we can't. All right, I do not remember how to play. Oh, my horse. Need to put the horse back. Shoot. I do not remember how to play Dosa too well, so we're gonna have to figure this out. Let's go. I should remember. Just give me a sec. Yeah, I'll come back. Let's go ahead and take these. Gear-wise, we're good. Bro! That visor! It looks good. It looks good. I like this outfit, man. I need Ator shoes. A Tet Ator shoes. I need to turn that into the Adani armor. You know, if memory fragments go high enough, I'll dump. I'll have the money. But then I'm thinking, I don't know. Like, I kind of feel like I don't need any more gear upgrades right now at where I'm at. I should just, like, focus on multiplying my money. Because, like, as you guys saw with, like, memory fragments, right? I bought 40,000 at, like, 1.8 mil each. And then I'm going to try to sell them for 3 to 3.5 each. That's a significant, you know, profit margin. So it's going up. So similarly, I'm thinking we don't spend money on gear anymore. We just do that. Like, yes, it is harder for us to merchant while we don't have the rich merchant ring. But at the same time, we are able to do it depending on the item. There are opportunities. So I just have to hold and do that. And maybe I'll just spend the money on like pre-ordering costumes perpetually. That's it. So I'm thinking that might be the play. Instead of just buying this upgrade, which gives me like a couple DP and then nothing else. And I feel like it's a bit of a trap to just stay in, you know, the gear where you're at. Just like, you know, I don't know, man, how to explain it. Feels like I'm just going in the same hamster wheel circle. But if I have like a large sum of money and I'm able to invest and just get profit like that, combined with like AFK fishing and everything else, I think that would be good. I think that'd be really good money. I should learn how to play Succession Dosa. I like his weapon. Looks cool. I heard he's a bit of a menace in PvP. Too many protections. Yo, Raskendo. You there, bro? Okay. So how did we used to do this? I'm gonna just open up Aiden's video. I think he had the rotation written down. I just need a refresher. I just need a memory refresher here. Man, Venolin's been pumping out some great YouTube content as of late. Great shit. I need to see a few more of his videos. Alright. We can dose the guy. Where you at? Where's the combo? What is the combo? Is it not written out? What is this? Part 1? Is that part 2? Part 2. Here it is. WF, Shift E, SLMB, SQ, SRMB. Need to remember this one. What is I canceling it out? SRMB, then Shift LMB, Shift Q, E, then Shift RMB, Shift F, SRMB, F. Okay. Gotta take some practicing again. Okay, there's just a middle part that I was forgetting. Okay, I think I remember it now. So I'm just forgetting the Shift LMB and the Shift Q because I can't like miss these. Yo, GG90, what's up, bro? How's it going? Dosa Cooler Wizard. He's definitely he's more of like the Avatar. Let's call him the Avatar. Oh shoot. Just immediately messed up right there. It's supposed to start LMB Q, then SRMB, Shift LMB, Shift Q. Okay. Try again. Why do I keep doing that? SQ SRMB. So SLMB Q RMB. Then Shift LMB Shift Q. Okay. Hey yeah. Okay. Try it again. Shifty, SLMB, SQ, SRMB, Shift LMB, Shift Q, nail down, Shift RMB, Shift F, SRMB, F. Is that right? Okay, there we go. I'm gonna practice this a couple more times on the dummy and then we can start after. What was that? Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you just do it by double jumping. Alright, it's looking good now. There's this. What's good, bro? Just chilling. Remembering how to play Dosa. So when I go into Olin's, I know how to play it. Doloons. So we just went over my rotation for Mystic. I probably should go grind on Awakened Mystic. I feel like I was a bit more rough on Awakened Mystic than I used to be. So we'll probably do an hour on Awakened Dosa, and then we can maybe go on to Mystic. Set in a line on the screen. Yeah, I always feel like doing that, but then I'm like, it's probably better for me to keep like protections grouped together or something. You know, I feel like that chat box is a bit too short. Let me fix this. A little bit more. I think that looks good. Let's fix the background. There we go. I feel like that's a little bit better. Might want to just make my camera the same height. Okay. Let's go, chat. Let's do a little bit of grinding, shall we? Not to use flows unless you have BSR. Yep. Exactly. It's all coming back in muscle memory, so I've been doing that. But we'll do a Nymphomari Castle. So how are you guys doing? I hear my son just shouting, "Go away," in the background. That's his favorite song right now. He's so cute. Oh my god. Alright, done with my coffee. Sad life. So we just amplified our Lightstones, which is awesome. Should I get any weapons for him? It's not like... The thing about Awakened Dosa is I'm never going to really notice his awakening weapon. Like, I don't even know if there's anything that's cool. I mean, there's nothing cooler than Sovereign, obviously, but... Alright, chat, we're going to go ahead and go to Nymphomari Castle. And then we might go to Awakened Mystic. And then after that, I have a few topics I wanted to talk about, so I will go ahead and give it my best shot there as well. Okay. Let's go. I'm gonna just cut through this castle over here. Oh, I need to like do the third burst there like that. I'm just so used to riding around on a Pegasus my entire BDO career that I'm not even used to using a Doom's sprint or instant axle. My Krugdalo horse has terrible stats though. Like honestly, like I wish I had the time and interest to like min-max it, because it's probably gonna be the final horse for a long time. So it would be worth investing that time into, but at the same time, it's like, no patience right now for marginal gains like that. Oh. Go left, go left, go left. What the hell is this? Oh, it's those chests. I haven't even tried doing those. I opened one on accident once and mobs jumped me. I'm like, oh no. Hey, are there any Helldiver enjoyers in chat? I've been meaning to play that a little bit more on the side for funsies. Random for everyone? Base stat? don't know. I don't think so. Should we? All right, let's get some courage. Simple, that. Courage, that. Buffs all good. Let's go ahead and do this. There's so many presets now. Of course they're selling the extra presets. Jackasses. Got my DK to 80 in remix. How long did it take? Was it hard? Okay, everything should be good. Let's do a quick repair. Oh my god. They spawned right behind me. Should have known. That's like the common spot. You know, one thing I really like about Awakened Dosa is that I can actually... Oh, wait. There was a straggler. I didn't finish my rotation. I stopped it early. But yeah, like I was saying, I can just, like, not do back attacks. Like, that's probably my favorite thing about this guy. And I have to focus a little bit more on the rotation. It's not as muscle memory as my Mystic. But he's good. He's good. I'm still thinking about the skills, man. Need to get flowy with this guy soon. Ah, good stuff. Stormheim, Valshara, and Azuna. Did 3 zones worth to hit it? Oh, good. Gotcha. Just reroll Mystic. It's so strong. Yeah, she is insane. Mystic is the queen. I think I'm accidentally doing too many flows here. I need to tighten it up. Hey, bond fragment. Let's go. Oh, never mind. I got my... Hey, a Debo. I got my Z buff off now, so. Darn it. Wrong skill. Salvage it. Salvage it. All right. Mystic AoE doesn't compare to Dosa. Yeah, that's her big flaw. Her AoE size. Absolutely. That's kind of why I want to be... I want to have a Dosa... Uh-oh. Messed up my rotation. Oh well. Salvage. I want Dosa to be my Dolan's grinder. Like, it'll be a lot more impactful, I feel. I need to use my E-buff more. Keep forgetting about it. Well, where's my E-buff? There we go. And my approach to the packs is a bit sloppy right now. I'm definitely feeling the power of the Twisted Lightstone set. I can't wait till I get one of these crystals, man. Oh, that was a flow. Shouldn't have done that. The Dania crystals, I feel like I'll be a lot stronger. I'm gonna enjoy the spots a lot more. Good shit. Uh-oh. There we go. I made a mistake, but I was able to recover a little bit. Where is Cupid? What's up? Uh-oh. Ah, I'm messing up my rotation. Yeah, I completely botched this rotation. Press the random buttons, kill it. Now, who's like debuffing me that bad? Alright. Do it right. There we go. Perfect. See, when you do it right, the damage just flies off. Crazy. Hey, where's my shift army? Did I accidentally weave that in? Whoops. Damn it. Random buttons. Random buttons. That's how it goes. Thanks, Thomas. Yeah, Dosa is a flashy looking character for sure. I think I might have used my flows a bit too much there. This is the one class that I will keep my animations on. Normally I tone it down. I'm like, it's too bright. Too much shit going on. I can't see. But since this guy isn't like positionally driven, and I need to know like exactly where the timing is in the skill, so I'm canceling it quick enough. So if I do it right, then I kill the mobs before the full rotation is done. Hey, what did I finish? Oh, my weekly quest is done. Well, let's go get that. Good stuff.
I can find the pieces from our past.
Hey!
Left where we fell
Nice.
and we were burning bright and fast.
We're at 59,
Known it was not enough,
right?
and you got
That's one. That's one. Okay.
left me not
Cool. 41 more to go.
the best, and I got nothing after all the shit that we went through. Got you showing not your heart. This is how we talk when your walls are falling. This is what it means when your heart is
So once I get that, I'll probably just live at Orbita until I get that crystal. I wonder if I can go to the next spot. I wonder what the requirement is there. I'm probably overestimating myself thinking I can go there. Damn it. Keep messing up my rotation. That's the only reason I'm a bit hesitant to grind on Dosa more. It's just a muscle memory. It's just not there. But it'll take time. I mean, eventually it'll get there. You know, practice with anything is mandatory. I wonder how the Savior's gonna play, though. Oh, of course I messed that up. Oh well. I wonder if she's gonna be a technical class or if she's gonna be more brute force. We'll see. I really miss the old Suck Striker from like the 2020, 2021 era. He's like very technical, and I really enjoyed how he played. I just can't figure him out right now. Make him perform like other classes do. Back then, he was like unstoppable. Ah, no, the backdash. Need to put my crosshair a bit further back. I need to stop doing the space movement. I think that's kind of holding me back here. Should we do the trap thing? I hate having to set that up each time. Is it grind o'clock? Pretty much. Alright, let's try it. Oh my god, this camera. Alright, well, Z buff. Oh, there's a straggler. He gets to live. Yeah, I'm just in a really bad position. Let's hop this around. Definitely noticing the DPS bonus. Like the doing more damage with those extra back attacks from those skills. Yeah, that's wild. I don't like having to set this up each time, though. I'm using too many flows. Ah, it's such a big difference, man. Will BDO be NASCAR again? Left turn, grind straight. Isn't BDO always like that? That's like the whole MO of the game. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, like, some people enjoy that. That's its market, you know? Being the grind game. I wish they would try to be more. Like, you know, try to be a really good MMORPG that'll hold, like, hundreds of thousands of players worldwide, but maybe even 1 million. But that's not kind of in their goals. They just want to be stable moneymaker. Which I think they could be, just by being a successful brand, but probably a cultural difference there. Dude, this is... Well, they should just let us zoom out at this point. This is just so good. Being able to zoom out that far. Oh, I need to do my e-buff. Ah, I got my Z-buff off as well. We'll have to do... Well, we have to weave these in better. Can barely see my character, man. Ah, stop doing that. I wish that hop back was a bit more reliable. Where is it? Ah, shoot. Boss time. You know what? Buff for this guy. Oh, shoot. What was that? My shift R&B. Why is it on cooldown? Oh my god. Completely messed up my rotation. Oh well. Restart. Just face tank this guy. I'm gonna back attack there. Big damage, come on. Kill him! My son's listening to that song on repeat right now. Everyone must be like, oh, we're tired of this. Oh my god, just die! It's my lack of knowledge there. Lack of experience. Shoot. Yo, jump off. Did it not die? Could have swore. Oh my god, that wasn't dead. Yeah. That happened. Okay. This animation locks. Oh my god. At least it killed it this time. Oh, that's funny. I just like back animation myself off the cliff right there. That was entertaining enough. Overweight. How do you zoom out that far? I need to do it right now, so I'll show you. So you take any trap. You can buy it from your guild vendor or whatever. And you just press that. It'll go into the trap setting mode and you just leave it there. And pretend this is how the base game plays. That's it. And then you can zoom out even further. And it really helps Dosa. The reason is because he puts down these elemental circles, which you see these symbols. Your subsequent skills will play off it, and they'll do additional bursts of damage as you use the chain skills on them. Oh my god, completely wrong rotation right there. So by using this mode, your crosshair is putting those skills all the way out there. So in turn, it just increases your DPS with Dosa specifically because you're placing it further out, and those things are getting back attack damage. I'm in a bad position. They just do additional pulses of damage, which really adds up. Like right there, you saw that little pulse that came out? That was a perfect example. Oh shoot, little straggler. Get in there. There you go. Die with your homies. Cool. You know, today's the last day of the season for Warborn. I need to make a video on it. I've been meaning to, but I just dragged my feet, and then now I feel like it's kind of too late to make a proper review video. But I gotta do it anyway. Whether it's late or not is irrelevant. It's gotta be done. I got a job. So if you guys haven't played Warborn, it's what the hell? Straggler. Oh my god. Well, what does that matter? Why is this guy's not spawning? Warborn is basically a game like Albion. Best way to describe it. A little micro competitor made by a Chinese development company, but it's like a game dev company. Forgot the name. Starts with a Q something. I'm gonna look it up. But problem with the game is a lot of things. Okay. It was a fun game. It's a fun game for people who enjoy where's my shift E? There we go. Who enjoy that kind of open world PvP and stuff, but it's just structurally the game, there's a few things that aren't really working well. It can go into like loot and stuff and yada yada yada, but realistically I think one big turnoff was the pay to win, which I don't think was that bad, because like I was able to farm up about 10,000 of the currency pretty easily. And yeah, the cost of the blueprints to make those weapons yourself are expensive, but it's just so cheap to just buy them from the marketplace. Like I have like 10,000 of the currency, and each of the endgame weapon costs like, you know, 10 to 20. So it's like, how often am I really losing it to justify having to actually go make blueprints and stuff? Not really. So I don't think it's too bad, but I think the perception is it's not very good. My biggest gripe with the game though was that it's one of those games that it was, you know, open betaed, people beat the hell out of the game and then min-max the shit out of it, and it reduced the fun of it. Because like it has a lot of weapons and it's like pretty fun to play and all, like a lot of these weapons, but you know, my guild, most dominant guild on NA, but you know, by the time they came in, they played like a open beta for like a month. Or not open beta, closed beta. So they knew their shit. They came out with all the best builds and everything and recommendations and stuff. So it kind of took away from the joy of it. But you know, that's the problem with any new game that comes out. Everything is just beaten before it's even released. Not much we can do about that. I guess the only place we can find like that kind of like environment where a game's not like min-max before release is just single player games, right? What else can we do? Like I'm honestly dreading the release of Ashes of Creation. Like at this point, like there are people who play it as their main game and also get burnt out and quit. And the game's not even out, you know? How do you zoom out? It's easy, guys. You just put a trap on your hotbar like I have on number 4. You press it, press enter, and then it gets you into this mode where you're just able to zoom your camera out really far. It's just that easy. And the advantage for Awakened Dosa is that the way his skills work, he drops this little rune thing on the floor, which pulsates when you use its follow-up skills that combos into it. So those things can back attack as well. So, and also do a pretty sizable chunk of damage. So being zoomed out, those things are pulsing at or landing at the area you point your crosshair at. So as you see where my skills are pointing and the rune dropping there, because of that, it's just this is just really good for Awakened Dosa. And it's been around for a while. There's been a big video from Choice on it, and it's been a known thing. Don't worry about getting banned for using it or anything of that point. Not really an exploit. It's just, it's there in the game. We use it. Don't worry about it. I just hate having to reset it every time it closes. But, you know, small things. I wish they just let us zoom out really far. Every MMORPG should be like that. Even freaking Ragnarok Mobile Classic lets you zoom out much further than this game. Than BDO. Z-buff. I need to be better. I need to put my 3-minute buff on like higher up on my screen so I can see it when it's off cooldown. That was way too far off. Okay, that was way too far off. It was so far behind him that it was out of range. Let me just tone it down a little bit. Do it like this. There we go. The damage is crazy. And no need to do back attacks or anything silly like that. Just stand and deliver. I wonder how this is going to play out in Orbita though. Oh, I'll probably die. Probably have to take Mystic for those big spots and leave this guy for Dolans. This guy's going to be so chill for Dolans. I can't wait to do Dolans again. Alright. Look at how these guys are just getting shredded. It's crazy. Meanwhile, my Mystic's AoE are tiny. I should try playing Mystic in this mode. I only tried this with Dosa, so I should try it with the other classes, see if it feels better. Uh-oh. In a bad position. Let me just go ahead and reposition. Completely botched the rotation, but that's okay. They died in the rotation. That's all that matters. How great does the particle effects look for Dosa skills, though? They need to start, like, skinning skill effects and animations. They should, like, start selling those on the Pearl Shop. Well, knowing them, they'll probably let you, like, disenchant those or extract Cron Stones out of those, too. Typical PA. So chat, anyone playing Blue Protocol? I haven't even downloaded it. I don't think I'll play it. If it didn't seem like a good game the first time around, turning it into a mobile game probably isn't to play either. But then again, I write off a lot of games and they turn out to be a lot better than anticipated. Like Blade and Soul has a mobile game that came out just like a couple weeks ago or a month ago, which I was like, cash grab. You know, Blade and Soul franchise, they mobile gamed a lot of stuff from Blade and Soul already. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But apparently that one was actually a good game in general. I'm like, uh-oh. Oh well. Not my loss. They should have treated their MMORPG better, you know what I mean? Blade and Soul was a really fun game when it first came out, but the pay to win was on a whole nother level. I don't know. I guess it wasn't as expensive as EA's. It's just different. But it's scummy to say the least. Like, my APDP is 372 AP. I mean, it's not very high. It's pretty close to where this spot should be, I guess. I don't think I'm at the cap here. It's more Dosa is just a really strong class, I guess. And I just like completely messed up my rotation here because I did that. Zoom back out, man. But yeah, Glory. Dosa is just a very strong class. I guess like I am at the right gear score for this spot. Mystic does really well too here. It's just that she leaves a lot of she leaves like a straggler pretty often. I just like messed up my rotation and it's like killing me. What the hell? Let's regen HP. Get out of there. These guys are out DPSing you. Is this I'm not able to regen HP properly. This is way too far out. I need to like tone it down. I think this should be good. Come on. Sustain! Sustain! I don't know why you survived there. This is what it is. Hello? What skill did I stop on? I don't know. Hey, I got a idol. Nice. Let's go. Dosa. I wonder how BDO Mobile's doing. I always play a mobile game on the side. It's just I enjoy playing mobile games and stuff. It's just that I never tried BDO Mobile and didn't want to get into it. I'm like, 2 BDOs are a bit too much for me. Oh my god, come on, just kill this. Where am I messing up my rotation here? Too many stragglers being left up alive. This is gonna be dicey. Yo, Rushkendo! Bro, sorry, I missed your message earlier. I remember you said something about Rift. I never got to play Rift back in the day when it was popular. So, to zoom out, have any trap on your hotbar, activate it, and it'll put you into this window and you just zoom out. It just lets you zoom out further. Oh my god, this guy almost just slapped me. Oh boy. No! My forward guard just got deleted. Oh. Wrong order. That's fine. Dude, this guy is just depleting my forward guards in just like one tap. Stand and deliver. He's almost dead. Yay! I just have to like, I just don't like constantly redoing it. That's the only gripe I have with this, but it really helps out as a Dosa because his damage does do a lot better with it. Hey, end time. I'll take it. I wonder if I have enough to amplify my last Twisted. We shall see. Get all the loots. Get all the loots. What? How much time do I have? 26 minutes left. Wow. Time is moving very slow. I think I was just way too focused on doing my skills right, my rotation right. I don't know. Give me all the loot. Come on, pick it up faster. Alright. Should be regular spawn now. Twisted, yeah, I was sitting at min price of like, well, you know, current min price. I was like 4 bill. So should be able to pick those up really easily. So definitely worth getting those. I feel a lot stronger with it. And I amplified 2 of them. I should be able to, I think, amplify the last one soon. Messed up. Rotation. It's okay. Yo! Aries Arose. How's it going? Thank you for the follow. First follower of the day. I appreciate you, brother. So we might bring out the Mystic after this. And then we will get into some content. So I have about 3 hours left on my stream. There's a few topics I wanted to talk about. So we shall do that as well. And I messed up my rotation. Of course I did. Hit F. Come on. All right. No messing up rotation. Let's go. Play perfectly. There we go. Look at the damage just pulsing out there. Looks great. Is there any major releases of games coming out this year? Any MMORPGs that I need to keep an eye out for? I guess the biggest thing is going to be the patch for New World, which honestly, I never played New World properly at the end game. I always just got bored and quit. But at the same time, I was never in a guild that I had fun playing with. Okay, I'm gonna buff up at the next pack. Alright, that's the 3-minute buff. Should be able to do the heightened rotation for 2 packs, I guess. There we go. Nice and easy. Now that I'm not doing some unnecessary jumping around and stuff. It's a very chill grind rotation. I say chill, but it's taken me a lot of focus because I'm not very good at this yet. It'll take time, but I would really want to do some Dolans, so probably like next stream I'll definitely plan out some Dolans grinding. I'll probably try to do a couple hours in between this week. I still have this going on? I do, okay. We need that merchant ring piece. If I can get the merchant ring piece from Olin's, that's it. I'll brute force the other pieces out. The other 3, and then we are good to go. And then, like, if I get the merchant ring, then goodbye grinding. No, I'll grind for fun, but I would definitely stop spending money altogether. Maybe I should just stop spending money now, so eventually when I get the ring, I'll be ready. Ah, that guy resets. So sad. So right now, chat, I've been waiting for the memory fragments prices to go up. So then I'm gonna dump 40,000 of those. And I was just thinking, like, I could buy like another piece of gear, Tet gear, which I've been looking for the Ator shoe, Tet Ator, so I can turn that into a Danya. But I think I might not do that. Shoot, messed up. I might just hold all my cash. Oh my god, this straggler, I don't know how to kill it. 3-minute buff coming up for next pack. I just need to make sure I'm hitting it off cooldown. Very nice. Ah, wrong pack. I wonder how many of these fragments I have now. I just want one of these crystals so they'll give me a good boost to grinding. I'll probably grind Orbita until I get that one, and then I might be able to grind the next spot. I need to see how far behind I am. Maybe I need to actually just go ahead and messed this up again, didn't I? I might have to get a little bit more gear score for that one. I kind of don't want to do any gear upgrades right now. Just want to hold my cash, but we'll see if we have to. Oh, whoops. My Z buff also came up at the same time. That's the thing about gear in this game. Like, I can get, like, you know, I can go spend, like, 170 bill on Ator shoe, right? And then it doesn't make me any stronger. I'm not grinding any faster. I'm not making money any faster. Even if I go and get, like, 4 AP. Shoot. Messed up again. Even I get 4 more AP, like, yeah, I'll get more AP against monsters and yada yada yada, but it's not like making a drastic difference in terms of how fast I progress. So it's like the motivation to do that isn't really there. So right now I just play for funsies. That's kind of just how I've been approaching BDO, and that's okay. But it'll lead to me taking breaks in the game. With me changing my stream schedule to just streaming in the weekends, that's perfectly okay. I'll just focus on BDO on the weekends, if anything. But playing for fun? What do you mean? What's wrong with that? You gotta play this game like a game. It's not a career choice. Come on. I know you're messing with me. It's like, it's so easy to fall into the trap that we're just like, grind. More gear. It's like, oh, once I get my gear done, once I'm done grinding, I'll be happy. But the thing is, with BDO, you never stop grinding. Even people at max gear, they're constantly grinding and just stacking up cash for the next item. Oh, until you get to the point where you have like 2 or 3 bill or trillion just sitting there in storage, then yeah, you're just perpetually on the grind. And that's just the game, and that's not a bad thing about the game. It's just, that's just how it is. You just if you're happy with it, then you're good. Otherwise, make some different choices. Oh my god, messed up my rotation there. Okay, 17 more minutes on this grind, then we'll switch to Mystic. 27 taps into Aqua weapon saved me. Isn't that kind of standard there though? I know that's very high. Yeah, just thinking about how much resources you spent there is rough. But didn't you know what you're getting into when you started that journey, huh? How wild is it? Like, our best gear upgrades now are all just tapping. Gone are the days we could just buy it. PA is just such... They're so scummy with this mechanic, this progression. It's like, I don't know what's wrong with them. They just need to, like, focus on being a popular, good game that's loved by millions of players. Like, money will come after. If they can make a good game, money will follow, but... their insecurity on that regards that, oh, maybe it won't, is enough to say that, yeah, that's not gonna happen. I don't think Crimson Desert's gonna be a big game, but I got a feeling they're gonna do some massive, like, promotions. They'll probably buy a bunch of big streamers to come and play it. I'm sure they'll invest the money, but in terms of how big of a hit it's gonna be, probably not. But I saw like the footage of the boss battles. It does look good. It's not that it doesn't look good. It's just that I don't know if PA has the mentality to like dominate a genre. They can make a good game, but dominating a genre takes a certain type of mentality, which I don't think they got. You need to be as ballsy as Jagex' old school team. You need a God Ash on your side. I don't think they'll advertise much. There's virtually no hype from what I've seen. It's because like the game's been in development for so long. We've been hearing about it, so there's no hype from our side. But I think they will put in the money. I got a feeling they'll do everything they can to make it successful because they put a lot of resources in from what it looks like. But we'll see, man. We'll see, Fang. It's just like if they put all that kind of resources into BDO and like growing it into like a massive worldwide phenomenon, I think they had all the potential to do so. They just chose not to. That's just my opinion. Maybe there was something else behind the scenes that held them back or something. I don't know. I think one big thing that held them back is like how they fell in terms of like the Korean player base's good graces. Like, oh my god, wrong skill. I completely messed up my rotation again. It's okay. We just have to reset. Like, once upon a time, they had like a pretty solid following in Korea, but they lost the Korean player trust a long time ago, and they just never been able to recover it. Even making like, what the fuck am I doing with that skill? Making that whole Land of the Morning Light all Korean style, historic soul and whatnot. Nah, they shouldn't have done that. They should have just kept BDO its own thing, which they brought it back into the right direction with Adania. I think they realized their mistakes. That they shouldn't just think of themselves as a Korean game company and this is a global game. And that's where success will lie for them. Why am I messing up my rotation? I need to stop that. We really need to hop back to the Mystic. I've relearned the rotation. This main thing about Dosa I'm trying to practice for is Dolans. I want to be able to just, anytime I need to do Dolans, I'll be on the Dosa so I can buff the party. I need to figure out how to like use the E skill to get behind mobs a bit more reliably. Boss battle. Shoot, wrong skill. It's okay. We can alternate these two. That's fine. When I do the rotation right, this is damage. At least I think so. Any game that doesn't have a DPS meter is insecure. I just want to know how I'm playing. I just want to know how I'm doing and try to be the best DPSer I could be, right? But nope, they gotta hide that shit. Oh, no. I was putting my stuff away. Went the wrong direction. Oh, we're almost done with that subjugation quest. That's funny. I usually just straight up ignore these. Superman jump. Alright, where are you spawning next? This way. You know, I remember seeing some news about like RuneScape's VR game. I wonder whatever happened to that. I have a VR headset. I just haven't used it in like years. I should like bust it out one of these days for stream. I just played Beat Saber mostly. There was this MMORPG called Zenith I used to play, which was fun. It was very cute and wholesome, but I felt the technology just wasn't there yet at that time. I think it's good now. If I buy one of the more modernized headsets, it probably makes sense. Because like the resolutions increased on both eyes. That was like my big gripe about VR. Where I think it's at a good state now, but I feel like Meta just dunked on all possibility for VR to grow organically. They tried to over monopolize it with the metaverse crap. All those celebrities who allegedly bought property on the metaverse, lies. I bet none of them bought it. They were just giving it to it by the company and they just said it. I'm just gonna go out and say it. That's probably what happened. They were very money hungry. Gotta be the house. Everyone wants to be the house. No one wants to be a player. Understandable for a company of that size, but VR could have been amazing. VR MMORPGs would have been awesome. Would have got people standing up again. I really thought it was gonna be huge because, like, you know, back in like 2016, right? I was just sitting there thinking, you know, 10 years ago, look at where smartphones were, see where they are now. You know, I had high hopes that VR would grow too, but you know, the interest and the investment wasn't in the right places. Oh well. Really hopeful of haptic feedback vest and the Omni treadmill. Yeah. Ready Player One, right? That would have been awesome. Dude, that Ready Player One, the game in that movie was just so chaotic. Yeah, I don't think it ever will. It's just, I think Meta has a vice grip on it. I don't think any other company is looking to even like build a competitor. There needs to be like an open source competition there, but it's very disappointing. You know, it could have been something amazing. I really like the way the technology works and stuff. Greed, man. Corporate greed. Because, like, the metaverse, it was just very expensive for a developer to work on, from what I heard. You're paying, like, a fee to metaverse. They take a cut, and then Meta itself was taking a cut or something like that. It's something very stupid. It's kind of like Apple situation. You never buy anything on Apple. Like, on Apple Mobile. You always log on to the PC client. You always log on to the PC website and buy things from there. Like, I was trying to buy like a month of YouTube Premium because I was traveling and I wanted to have all my son's shows offline. So then when I look at the price on Apple Mobile, bro, it's like 30 bucks. And then on like PC, it was like, oh, another Debo. Nice. It was closer to like 20, 21, 22. So it was like a huge difference. Trying to buy it off my phone versus on the website. Of course, I didn't have to pay much at all. I got it. There was like a 1 month trial for like $1 or something, so I just did that instead. Oh my god, what's my rotation? Oh, why did I mess up? Lost focus. What can I say? All right, we got 6 minutes left on this grind. Let me just hit my 3-minute buff. Almost done. We'll do a 3-minute buff. And then, well, we already did the 3-minute buff. Oh my god. Why am I messing up so much? Yeah, we need a break from the grind, I guess. Grinding on dosage was just too much focus for me. Whereas Mystic is just muscle memory, all of it. That's just how it goes, man. Alright, Z buff. Buff Awakening Dosa. Hayden! How's it going, man? How's it going, dude? Well, we have the guru of Awakening Dosa right there. He was there in He's there in YouTube chat right now. What the fuck is that? Hey, Zuzu. What's that? What did you just flip there? You best not be sharing somebody else's stream here for no reason. Alright, that's the ban for your ass. What the fuck was that, man? Oh, I'm kidding. I'll just do a little timeout. Alright, almost done here. Then we're gonna switch to Mystic for a little bit. Oh, wrong skill. Oh well. I'm playing Waken Dosa after like 3 weeks, 4 weeks of not playing it. I just haven't been on BDO as much because I took a little unplanned vacation from the game and streaming and everything. Which is why we changed our stream schedule. We now stream only on the weekends. We stream on Saturdays and Sundays. Where's my schedule at? Boom, there we go. Oh my god, I almost died there. So that's a new stream schedule, guys. Reason we do that is because IRL. I just cannot sustain streaming during the nights like I used to. I'm always sleep deprived. On top of that, going through work, going through chilling with the family all day, and then finally getting on at 10:30 at night is just very illogical. So my wife's behind me streaming during the day as well. So, you know, we thought this would be for the best. Yes, it's going to cut down the amount of time I can stream, but at least on the weekdays, I'll start focusing purely on YouTube. Bring out videos on during the week, and then stream during the weekend. That's the plan. Your wife streams? No. It's just she has to take care of the kid when I'm streaming, right? So need her on board. You know what I mean? 2 minutes left on this hour. Alright, do the flows. See, I can hop to the side there. Sometimes it doesn't work out. So we got about 2.5 hours, which is great. Some days I log on and I only have like 2 hours of energy, you know, or even if that. So we got some topics to talk about now after this. So I might do a little bit of grind on Mystic. Okay, maybe we'll get into the talk first. We'll cover all the topics that I had planned, and then we'll come back to the grind if I have time. So that's gonna be the play here. All right, last minute. Do my little buff here. Just absolutely decimate these four, huh? Another one. Let's go. I wonder how many pity pieces I have now. You know, one thing that also didn't pan out as of these past few years? AR. The best we have is like metas AR glasses with Ray-Bans. I'm like, I kind of was hoping AR technology would have been a bit more, you know, a bit quicker on the rise. I remember when Google made Google Glasses back in like 2013. They were developing in like 2013, 2014, around that time. I remember I even gave a presentation on it at school or something. I'm like, that's pretty cool, and I thought that was the future, but society wasn't ready for it. Oh my god, I'm just getting yeeted. You know what? I'm stopping here. That's good. This was a very rough hour for me. Only 16.7. That's okay. I got 2 debos out of it, though. That was cool. What's up, man? Hi. Hi. Oh, but yesterday we called and I was like, we go in the afternoon. We gotta cancel it. It's not. This little guy sounded better.
He's better now.
I'm better. Hi. You know, we can go for like an hour, but I don't know if it's working. That's for an hour. Yeah. What? Where are you going? Where are you going?
Mona had called.
No, nothing.
Okay, let's put them. Okay, bye, Dada.
Yeah. No. I don't think I want to. Hey. We were thinking about going to the state fair, but it's not feeling too hot, so I'm gonna have to cancel that plan. Oh, let me actually text my homie. All right, we'll text after. So let's recap. We have 67 of these. So we are officially 2/3 of the way there for my Bond Crystal of Ruin. Oh, man. I should have knocked this grind out way sooner, but... Alright. Another 4 or 5 hours, I'd say. Maybe a little more. But not bad. So let's see how many end times we have. So yes, we have enough to empower our... What do we call this again? Amplify? Amplify our last one. Let's go back to town and do that. So our twisted set is now fully amplified. That's good. We'll go to Orbita on my Mystic after I'm done yapping about my stuff. Premium Garmoth? What? What is he talking about? Oh, you means to look up the costume rates on the Pearl Shop, or sorry, on the marketplace. Okay, that's not a premium thing. You don't get that for free. Whoops, I didn't know that. Good to know. My dumbass was recommending people use look it up there. Can't you look it up in BDO Lytics for free though? We'll need to see. All right, chat. We're gonna go and amplify our final Lightstone for the Twisted set. I wonder which one. You know what? I'll probably start working on just my Karazad crystals then afterwards, right? So end times. So that needs 100 for each one. So that is a lot pricier. So rip. You know, one thing I do miss about WoW is the flying. It's actually fun. Navigating through the world like that. They did a good job with that. It was so boring before. Where am I going? Oh, I need to go out. I need to go move my horse back to my mystic. That's this side. Is it? Fuck. Which side is it? It's this side. Wrong side. Okay, wrong. I hit the two wrong sides. Let's go. Yeah. Whee! And I'm stuck. Fuck. No, I'm not stuck. Alright. That was a lot more difficult than it had to be. At least we remember how to somewhat play Dosa now. I'm gonna sneeze. Ah, got the mute off. Perfect. So chat, please, if you are still there and not AFK, wake up. We got some topics to chat about. I'm gonna be winging it. I didn't really prepare what I'm gonna say. I just prepared like which topics I want to talk about. Oh, I should have taken notes and stuff, but you know, I'm good. To what extent should I be preparing these things? Haven't decided. I don't know if I'll do my Warborn review live today. We'll see. But more important topics to talk about first. Give me a sec. First thing I'm going to do is amplify my Lightstones. So let's switch back over to Mystic. Amplify that last Twisted and we should be good to go. You know what? While I'm just chilling and yapping, I'll probably mine on RuneScape. It's just amethyst mining. It's so slow. The XP rate is just so bad for amethyst mining. It's like 20 something K an hour. 30K an hour is like the bare minimum I'd want, but going star mining is like moving my character around each time is more annoying than just staying at amethyst. So that's the only reason I stay there. Okay, end time. Give me those. Perfect. Let's get the Kabuas back over. Blacksmith. Let's extract Lightstone. Those are amplified. I don't have one of those. Let me buy that. I think I bought two. That's okay. All right. And I need more Lightstone things as well. So let's find Imperfects. Should have pretty sizable stacks of these. And I should have enough of everything. Oh no, I need magical shards. 50 of these. All right. So go to heating. Pick the Lightstone, magical shards, magical Lightstone crystal, and end time. So you need 50 magical shard, 30 end times, and 200 magical Lightstone crystal. With the crystal we are amplifying, hit OK. And there we go. That should be our fully amplified Twisted set, which will give us a pretty nice bonus when we go back to Orbita. And I was able to get the Herald's Reform Stone for one of my Kabuas, which is I was pretty happy about. It's a nice little RNG gift over there. And there it is. Fully juiced up bonus. Okay. So with that one done, we are good to go. Man, what are my pities here? 0. Oh no. 2. And 6 on the necklace. Okay. Did I even use my Supreme on my Dosa right now? I think I might have forgotten. I don't know. Well, it is the event right now. I don't think I need it. Maybe I did use it. I don't know. Okay. So that settles that. Where's my AFK Fisher? We'll start AFK fishing. And we are going to start yapping. A few topics I need to talk about. Actually, I probably should stay on the Mystic for the first one. Okay, we'll switch back to the Mystic. Well, this character's all the way here. We need to walk her back anyway. Let's do that. Oh man, I can't wait for Gridmaster on RuneScape. That might be pretty fun. I always ignore the different game modes. It's just never aligned with my time. And then it's like, oh, but I should be spending time on my main and trying to max. Maybe I should like put a different sub up and do it for a different character, but they should let us log on to both the main and the Driftmaster, the league's account at the same time. That would be good. That would resolve all my issues. But I don't think they can technically do that. It's okay. So chat, we got a few topics I need to cover. We have a little over 2 hours, so I think we have a pretty good amount of time. So I want to participate. What are they talking about? Hosting guild bosses today, 30 minutes before server reset. Oh, okay, cool. Might not be on for that one, but cool. Good to know. Good to know we're doing that. I think Blue Rune's hosting that, so good on him. Okay, I think this is gonna be like the perfect scenery for most of my yapping. Just because it's one of the primary means of AFKing in BDO nowadays. So let me organize my thoughts here. Let's see. Let me get my sticky notes. Okay, I think I'm ready to start, chat. So what I wanted to do is, if you guys were here on stream yesterday, we alluded to someone recommended I watch on stream a video, but I didn't have time and I didn't want to influence my own opinion on the game, or on the topic, sorry. So, there was a video about the current state of BDO, which whatever their opinion is, I haven't seen it, and nor do I want to before I put my own opinion out. Because, when someone watches me on stream, it's for my own opinion, for my opinion. I don't want you to take my opinion as your own. I want you to just use it as a different perspective, because the way I engage with the game is different from how you guys engage with the game, how other streamers engage with the game. And that's important to note, because, when you see a streamer spend so many hours, so much money swiping on the game and stuff, shouldn't be influenced by it. Shouldn't be influenced by me doing something. Shouldn't be influenced by any other streamer or YouTuber, because, it's a different perspective, because we earn money from streaming, YouTubing, making money from the game we're playing and swiping on, right? So it's a different perspective. Don't ever get influenced by another person's opinion to the extent that it changes you take it as your own. Definitely, listen to other perspectives, and that's kind of why I'm making this video. I wanted to talk about the current state of the game. Okay, let me actually open up the Steam chart as well, because I'm sure people are going to ask about it in the chat or in the comments afterwards, so let me just keep that handy. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about the current state of Black Desert Online, going into the end of 2020, the last quarter of 2025. Okay, so listen, this game has had its ups and downs, but one thing it has done is survived. As much as people have said it's a dead game, it's dying, etc., it's always, it's always fluctuated. In the player base, player numbers, it's always gone up and down. And for the most part, it's stayed where it's at. It's been at for years now. And that's okay. That's okay. That's where they want to be. That's exactly where Pearl Abyss wants to be. Probably shouldn't be speaking for them, but I think I'm good on this part, because if they wanted to be a company, or sorry, a game which attracts millions of players, they would have made a game which attracts that many players. But they want to stay in their niche, and that's okay. So we're going to just judge it in an unbiased manner. I'm going to speak about a few different topics. I got 5 primary topics in mind. But, just to give you an overview, that's going to be probably the new player and returning player experience. That's going to be booked into one topic. Then we're going to talk about the PvE, then the gear progression, then the PvP, and finally the pay to win. So we'll try to segregate this and be as unbiased as possible. I'll just honestly speak about my experiences, and we'll go from there. So let's start off with the new player and returning player experience. So I've taken a lot of breaks from the game, and that's no secret. I play a lot of different MMORPGs. I play mobile games. I do all sorts of things outside that is anything but progressing on this game, because I can spend 100 hours, 200 hours, 500 hours grinding and progressing on this game, and next year it'll just be meaningless. They'll release a catch-up mechanic, or they'll release new gear, new grind spots, and all sorts of things that can easily invalidate my grind and my effort. This isn't a game. People ask a lot, hey, does BDO respect your time? It's not a matter of respecting your time. Does it respect your achievement? And I don't think it does. And I mean, sure, there are some very niche titles and stuff that people can attain, and some things they can attain which is respected to a certain extent, but for the most part, in terms of gear, in terms of progression, in terms of progress, it does not. So as a new player coming into the game, I'd like a new player to keep in mind that, you should treat this as a game. Play it while it's fun. Don't fall into the trap of the virtual arms race, which is a very notable dark pattern that a lot of companies try to exploit to get people hooked on the game, grinding 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day in the notion of progress. Don't do that. Grind while it's fun to grind. Play while it's fun to play. For a new player coming into the game, it is a more streamlined experience than it was a few years ago. It is they have to keep reinventing that new player experience, but it's also riddled with catch-up mechanics. It's good for people who are coming back after a long break. You can get a free pen Blackstar, free try Fallen God armor and stuff. So it is good for returning players, and it is good for newer players to catch up to a certain gear score. But it's not that the game's trying to give you a helping hand or anything. The right way to design a game is to create life at every stage of the game, a life at end game, life at mid game, and that some of those MMORPGs where while you're progressing through the game, leveling up, there are people doing dungeons for those respective level up dungeons, those midpoint dungeons, even taking detours to go and grind gear there and all that stuff. But BDO doesn't do anything of that sort. It just immediately boosts you to the state of welcoming you into the grind, into the hamster wheel. I mean, that's what the end game is. It's not necessarily a bad thing that it is a grind game. Some people like that. I like it to a certain extent. I can't do it for hundreds of hours, but I can, like on stream, grind for an hour or two, and I'm relaxed. I'm just chilling, playing the classes I like, and it's not a terrible way to build an MMO, but I don't want new players to fall into the trap of, okay, now I gotta grind 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day, then I'll get to a certain gear score, I'm gonna buy this, I'll enhance this, then I'll be happy, I can PvP and stuff. Don't fall into that trap. For a new player coming in, it is a streamlined way to progress. You do level up pretty quick, you do get your gear up pretty quick with the Tavallas, and then the post Tuvala stuff, all the free stuff you get, all the black stars you're handed, and then enhancing your Tavallas to deck. So it is a pretty enjoyable means of progression in that early stage of the game where you're constantly seeing upgrades. You're getting stronger and stronger as you play, and that's how a game should be, where if you invest 50 hours, your character should be stronger after that 50 hours.
So that is good to a certain extent. By mid game and stuff, it is pretty easy to get there, and that is kind of the norm of how the progression is. It's feeling for you as a returning player or a new player, because a returning player will have all these new mechanics, all these freebies. Returning player luck, that is a real thing. You'll be tapping stuff and it'll be succeeding, and then they're doing everything to hook you back into the game. So in terms of a returning player experience, I think it's a pretty good one, because the invalidation and the moving of the invalidation of gear and progress and moving of the goalpost every year, there's two sides to it. The people who put in those hundreds of hours trying to keep up, they get suckered unless they're at the cap, at the hard cap or near it. Those people who are like 30, 40, 50 gear score behind, just barely trying to keep up, they get suckered out of it. But as a returning player, hey, just because you didn't grind for the last 2-3 years doesn't mean you're going to be at the bottom of the barrel. You'll have a bunch of free stuff to come back to and kickstart your journey and start enjoying the game again. But only get into the grind of the game if you enjoy doing it, if you have fun with the game. If you're not having fun, then listen, this is a pay-to-win game. You're better off just earning money and swiping at the end of the day. It's just unfortunately that's how it's designed. So don't be unhappy in grinding. And if it's as a new player, if you feel like, okay, the grind isn't that fun, but maybe there's other stuff that will come later in the game that is fun, not likely. You might enjoy PvP, so you could probably get into Arena of Solaire or something. So there's very few things that are going to deviate you from the grind. There is life skilling, but that is a very niche activity in this game. There's a lot of people who do AFK fishing, as you see on screen right now. That is the premier life skill for a lot of players. But as a new player, the current state is that it allows you to progress through the early stage in a very streamlined manner. You get a lot of upgrades very quickly, and it can be fun that you're getting so much upgrades and improvement, and you're going from spot to spot pretty quickly. But it does plateau out and start becoming, you'll start hitting that real grind of BDO pretty soon. For a returning player who's coming back, who knows what the game's about, they'll get a lot of freebies. There's always new mechanics that are added to the game where allows you to catch up to a certain extent. Like I mentioned, the deck Tuvala enhancements and stuff. So, those are always nice. And, every year over year, we're grinding silver faster. At pretty much every stage of the game, it's gone up little by little. I know with the change to the AP caps and stuff that happened this year, things were turned upside down a little bit, but for the most part, we are making more money than we did last year, towards at least the late stage of the game. Now let's talk about the PvE portion of BDO. In the current state of PvE, it's pretty much where it's always been, with the the latest addition to PvE, other than new grind spots, I guess, was the party boss rush that was added quite a while back now. In terms of PvE, there isn't too much variety. When you're grinding one spot over the other, once you actually get the spot down, once you're at the gear stage where you're comfortably grinding there, every spot's pretty much the same. You're doing your DPS rotation, mobs are dying, you're getting money. And I feel like if they took my ideas and added them, this game would be exponentially better. I wanted to see things like open world events. They trigger by different means. They might be timed, and they can do a lot of variations to it. They can make a solo PvE event. They can make a group-based one. They can make a guild-based one. They can do an open free-for-all PvP event. They can make a party PvP event, guild PvP event. There's a lot of ways to variate these random events that should pop up. There's a lot of dead space in BDO which they can use, and these random events popping up there, you see a server notification, map notification, and if they do that and just allow people to go around doing those, and that could be like a way to add to your grind. Like as you're grinding, maybe allow your grind buffs to also take effect in these event spots and event activities. I think something like that to break up the monotony of grind is important, which they haven't really done. With the Dania, they added new paths of progression, which I'll talk about in the next section. But as far as the grind spots go, the new grind spots are pretty decent, mechanically, and the way they play out they're not bad. But at the same time, the PvE game of BDO, it has a lot of monotony. It hasn't improved, in my opinion. Yeah, we have a few little bits of content here and there, but the overall PvE is still pretty mundane because everything just adds to silver. Whether you're doing PvE, whether you're doing life skills, um, everything just points to silver, more cron stones, and progression. So, that's one of the topics in the gear progression portion is that everything points to cron stones. And how do you get the silver for the cron stones? You're grinding. You're either doing life skills or you're grinding. And the grind in this game, I enjoy doing it to a limited extent. I can't really do it for like 10, 20 hours a week. But grinding 2, 3 hours a week, I'm pretty happy doing that because I like playing my mystic. I like playing my classes. I like the act of going and punching mobs and killing hundreds of them in an hour. It's fun to a certain extent, but everything just points to cronstones. Everything just points to their monetization. And this year they did a really poor job at taking into the worst direction possible to a global audience, which is everything goes to cronstones. Once upon a time, we used to grind and make meaningful progression because, hey, once you got your pen boss gears, you struggled. You used crons. It was very toxic enhancing back in the day. We didn't have pities. We didn't have good knowledge on fail stacks. We didn't have means to build easy fail stacks. Once upon a time, it was a lot more difficult to do, right? But once we got to pen, then it was just a matter of grinding, whether you're doing life skills, whether you're doing a PvE grinding. We used to just grind out Caphras and put them in our gear and we'd get stronger. I feel like it was just about to go in the right direction during that time period. And I think it was like 2019 or something. Was it 2020 when Black Stars came out? I forget. But yeah, Black Stars came out and they're like, they tried it and then PA's like, no, we want more money from you guys. So we're going to change it back to the old method. So then they took it back to enhancing. So, Caphras, did I say crons or Caphras earlier? I might have misspoken, but I meant Caphras. Caphras were a good direction that they were going, but then, they got greedy and they let it be known, right? They wanted to go in the enhancement route. Then what happened? What happened was, we're still doing the same PvE grind, we're same monotonous grind, and then they wanted it to go in the direction, okay, you guys are now buying your gear. You guys think it's an alternative to enhancing. No, we want you to enhance and only enhance. So then they pushed it from black stars to sovereigns, to debos, to Karazads, then to slumbering origin armors, now to Idania gear. So now, even in life skill, Manos to Prion. Excuse me. I think I'm talking too much. So everything that they had, they pushed into the direction of cronstones and enhancing, and they got what they want. You can buy pre-owns. They're just stupidly expensive and don't really justify the price, in my opinion. But you can buy the pre-owns at least. Karazads you can buy till Nav by buying Debos and exchanging it. But Sovereigns you cannot buy. The way that they approach buying now is like, you can see the price of how many cron stones it takes to pity and then multiply it by vendor cron price. That's basically the base point of that's basically the base price of buying an item now. I got to the point I don't even log into AFK Fish anymore. Wheel's too boring. I feel that. For 2 weeks, I wasn't even logging into AFK Fish either. I'm definitely very cognizant of what things happen. Me, I like the game. It's not that I don't like the game and it's not that I hate the game or anything. It's just that I don't feel it's worth for me to put in my effort and time to progress like I used to. Excuse me. So for me, it just doesn't feel like it's gonna go anywhere. I can spend 200 hours getting my gear up, and then what, next year is just gonna be much easier to do. So what's the point of doing it now? Well, it's so you can use the gear now. What am I using it for? To go open world PvP? That's such a small fraction of the game now. It doesn't really drive me to do it. Once upon a time, we used to go through the grind and get stronger because so we can be stronger in the open world, in the PvP stage. You know, ever since they took away open world guild decks, that was it. Like, that took away a big portion of the open world PvP. And then they started making grind spots, which, you know, not a bad thing to do, but they made grind spots be able to accommodate a lot more players. Personally, I don't like tower spots. I like rotation spots. But now pretty much everything is a tower spot. Everything is has like over a dozen spots you can grind at each grind spot and sustain a lot of players. You have all the servers. It's a lot more sustainable, and it creates less conflict between players, and it's a lot more easy to accommodate a lot more players. And they just want people to grind. But also, like, what happens when you grind too much? You get to the point where, hey, now I need to progress, but I'm not progressing. I wasted all those hours. Let me swipe a few $100s and get this next upgrade. So the PvE side of the game has been very stagnant. Nothing new has come out. They really need to take my ideas, just need to research the videos I put up and build that event system, build a proper raid system, and make it like a guild related thing. They can add in like a bunch of life skilling oriented around it as well. You know, ways to support all sorts of gameplays. And, you know, there's a lot of ways you can incorporate grinding, PvE, life skill, PvP, and everything into these different systems, but they just don't have the correct creative direction behind it. So I don't think they'll improve in the PvE side. The current state of PvE is very mundane. It's still the same old grind it's always been, and it's not going to change. I don't think it's going to change. Yeah. Tower spots also stop mobility classes from outpacing others. Yeah. There are some classes which excelled in tower spots. There are some classes which excelled in like regular spots. I like that there was that differentiation. And I liked being able to, like, you know, go to these different kind of spots and perform differently on different characters. I mean, it wasn't a bad thing that there was tower spots versus regular rotation spots. I liked it. I liked it. But, you know, PA has their own ideas for things, and they have gotten better. I feel like the current, you know, leadership in Black Desert is better than what it was like a couple of years ago. So they are moving things in a better direction, but I don't think it's in a great direction. Like, it's not in a great state. I can't tell my friend that, hey, they asked me like, hey, what game do you play? I'll play Black Desert. I can't tell them that, hey, come and join me. This is a great game. I can't tell them that. I can't convince someone to play it, you know, without thinking I'm scamming them. Like, you know, it's just not at that stage. The PvE is pretty mundane. And I've been talking about the gear progression quite a bit in this topic, so let me just segue into that. The gear progression has gotten worse, in my opinion. So there's two sides to it, right? The first side is everything is now driven by cron stones. That's bad. We hate it. Global audience, right? We don't like that kind of stuff. The second part of it is now in Edania, like once you do get to that end game stage, you're in the Edania region. That's where you're grinding. And now your progression, you're done with your AP progression, or it's gotten very expensive. Now you're working on your gear. Well, progressing on the Edania gear is now, you know, much more difficult. You're not at the same fair stage as like you were in other spots. Like, let's say in the old days, you were someone who was like, you know, 300 AP, someone was 320 AP. The 320 AP guy could make money faster, buy resources quicker, and progress quicker. Well, how did you offset it? You grinded harder than them. You grind like an hour or two more than that guy in your guild. And, you know, you could also keep progressing. If you put in more time, you can get more out of it. But now with the Dania and the bosses and how the new enhancement pieces are, what I keep forgetting the name of it. Let me just look it up here really quick. This one, the piece of Idanas. So with the way these work, if you're at a higher gear score, you'll get more of these per week. Right now I get one per week because I can only do Jordine. And, you know, someone who can do Rizalka gets 2 per week, and then so on and so forth. So it's like the higher gear you are, the more attempts to enhance you're getting per week. And this is a time gated piece of progression. So that I view as a negative. I don't mind that they tied progression to a boss, a weekly boss. That's fine. I mean, I'm not a fan of time gating stuff, but I can understand why someone would do it. Not a good reason, but the way they described it when they were talking about Edania, when they gave us a patch notes, I think they were describing it as, you know, this is going to be a time gated thing, but they didn't really, I don't know if I misread it or mistook it, but they didn't mention that that guy is going to be progressing 3 or 5 times faster in terms of getting more of that material than me, who was just at the first stage. And then let's say you're someone who's not even at the Adonia stage, and then you're never going to catch up. Basically, it's going to be extremely difficult unless you spend a lot of money. You're not going to be catching up, and even if you spend money, it's going to take a lot of time to catch up. So that whole vision of catching up is not a thing anymore, at least for me. Devil Dog, I think they had different teams working on it. I don't think it's the same devs. They wouldn't be able to sustain that. But yeah, resources are being pushed into Crimson Desert. I do agree with that. That's been the case for a while. But, you know, with that being said, they still brought out like a pretty good expansion with Adania. Now, I am critical of the progression method. The gear progression is now worse than before because of the various steps they've taken. Earlier in the talk, I was telling you guys about what it was the old days. We finally get to pen and then we work on Kafirs. I'm like, that was a good trade-off. We struggled to pen. We might have paid to win to pen, but then we had to grind to get those Kafirs because there was like 400,000 pre-orders on Kafirs, so pre-ordering them wasn't very easy either. But then they're like, no, we want you guys to spend money. We want you to swipe. It's like for everything. Like, okay, Black Stars. Oh, you guys are buying Black Stars? Well, here's Sovereigns. You can't buy it. Cron Stones only. And it's just stupid shit like that. It's like, it's not fun to progress anymore. It's painful because you spend how many, like, let's say you get 100,000 Cron Stones. You see videos of people spending 500,000 Cron Stones and stuff. They swiped a lot of money for that. It's like, as a normal player, we're not going to be putting together 100,000 Cron Stones like that. Even vendor crons, what is it? 300 bill? How long does it take you to grind that? At least 100 hours, 150 hours. And then it's like, you get shafted by RNG and you're going on pity for everything. The amount of time it takes and everything is just Cron Stones. I think the gear progression is in a poor state. And catch-up mechanics mean nothing. They just want you. They're not promoting you to progress faster and enjoy the game more. Because, like, the game stays the same. The gameplay loop stays the same. Nothing changes. But what they do with the catch-up mechanics is they're just trying to get you to that stage where you need to... you're getting closer to Cronstone stage quicker. That's basically it. And I think they're going to add more of those progression methods, so catch-up methods, so that people get to that stage where, you know... pretty soon everyone's going to be starting out at, like, you know, getting to that Sovereign and Karazad and Adania gear much quicker. I think in a year that's going to be the case. Group content is all we're asking for, man. Give up. They don't have the mental to do that, Mo. All they have to do is make grind spots scalable. Easier said than done, but it's their job to figure it out and implement it. The game would be at a much better stage. Imagine every spot could be played with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players. Every spot. Imagine that. Like, you just go and it scales accordingly. Why not? Why not? Right? If it could do that, then this game would be way different. You get to play with your homies every day, right? Nah, here only Dolans. Only Dolans. They even removed party spots. Remember Tunkata? You know, that and Dekia Tunkata, it used to, I don't know about Dekia. But I remember doing the regular Tunkata, Turos, and that was a duo spot. They took that away. I think I did my first hour there with Dragon Uzi. That was fun. When we got there, we were greeted by 2 other players, and it was a DFS 2v2. Smacked him. Oh, memories. But it's like the PvE is very mundane. It's actually regressed. The gear progression, it's definitely regressed. And to add things to it, it's like they started doing this Gamba box thing. They learned how to do Gamba boxes, and now like every other week is a Gamba box. And they have like different type of Gamba boxes. And now there's talks of, oh, that's a very efficient Gamba box. Like, for fuck's sakes. And like now a lot of streamers have like swiped, you know, thousands of dollars, and that's regular content. And if a streamer does it, don't be inspired to do it as well, because streamers make money from this. Even me at my small stage right now, I make a few $100 a month. More than some players make from playing the game, right? And imagine you put like a few $100 a month into this game, you know, then you're suddenly in the whaling territory. But that's just how it is. So listen, guys. As far as PVE goes and gear progression goes, it's pretty much the same it's always been. But I think they did a good job with releasing the with this last expansion they did. Because in terms of gear progression, you know, let's talk about power progression. So gear progression is what we're enhancing and yada yada yada. But there is a new they started doing a new thing, which is micro progressions, which I actually like. I think is a good thing. So with Idania, what came out, like there's a lot more drops that you will see when you're looking at one of these spots. So for example, you have to farm out these crystals. These are non-tradable. You have to grind them out. You get pities for them. There's different levels of these crystals. Like in the first spot, you'll get a wand crystal, which is pretty weak, only 15 Idania monster AP. At the second spot, you'll get where is it? You'll get the bond crystal, which is 30, and this is species damage. And it comes with monster DR as well. There's pities to it, and you'll get a few pities every hour. I get like around 5, 6, something like that an hour, and it's pretty good. I like it. I like this because it's progression that you're grinding towards. It's not buying. You're not buying anything, and it'll make you stronger. It'll take you like maybe 20 hours or something to get your crystal, but once you do, you're much stronger in all of these spots. And there's different tiers of these crystals, right? There's the Wand, Bond, Jin, and then there's also a Dawn version, right? Was that right? So like a Han, sorry, it's a Han version. So this is 60. That's crazy. So along with that, there's also the what I was doing earlier in stream. We did amplification on my lightstone. So if you look at the lightstone here for Twisted, it's amplified. That means it gives you the amplified version gives you 2 more monster extra AP against the Danya monster than the regular version. How did we do this? So there's also drops you get from these grind spots in Adania called end times. They are this crystallized energy of end times. So it took 30 of these to make one of my lightstones stronger. You know, you don't lose lightstones when you die, and you know the lightstones that makes you pretty much like an account wide power boost because you use your same lightstones, your artifacts on every character. So this is another means of progression. You make your grinding, you get these drops while grinding, then you amplify your lightstones and you're stronger. I strongly believe if you grind for 50 hours, your character should be stronger than when you started. So I think this is also another means of progression they added. And these are also used for your lightstones as well as your crystals. So the crystals here, these Charizard crystals, these can also be amplified to be stronger. Tiny little micro upgrades, but you know, before we used to grind for 400 hours and it's all silver, all gear. But now by the time you're done with the 400 hours, you'll have like, well, 400 is a really big number. Let's say 100 hours. By the time you do 100 hours, you'll have a lot more power on your character from amplifying your lightstones, empowering your Charizard crystals. Also, as you saw, one of my Kabuas, this is also a power piece. There's a reform stone for your artifacts. So that made my Kabua stronger as well. So like more power there. These are all things that I call side grades. And side grades are things I do like in MMORPGs. I feel like if I spend 25 hours playing the game, I should be stronger than I started. Plain and simple. There's also other side drops geared towards progression, like distorted, what do you call these? Let's see, silent, crystal of origins. So basically these are enhancement stones plus cron stones. So it's a safe enhancement. 7.5 bill a pop. It's a safe enhancement to your silent armors or whatever it's called. You're going from tri to tet. It's tri to tet, right, guys? So level of protection for silent. So let me see. Oh, I don't have that. So let's check over here to make sure I'm getting the names right. So yeah. So your silent is your tri. And you spend 7.5 billion. It'll cover the cost of cron stones plus the enhancement stone, and you get an attempt. So they added that as well. Technically, it's cheaper than vendor cronning, right? I believe so. So there we go. Oh, what's up, Prude? How's it going? Old viewer from YB. Oh, dude, crazy. Welcome back then. Cheers, Argentina. Awesome. I got a colleague from Argentina. Oh, shit. All right. So yeah, so there's another Mina progression. So what they did that's good for gear progression in BDO this past expansion was they added side grades, and I think that was a good thing. I think that is a more healthy direction to go in terms of upgrades. It's not just cronstone, enhance. So you are getting stronger. And it does take time to get to that point, and eventually you'll be like, okay, now I'm done with all the side grades, but that's a pretty long time. So I think it is a good way to make your character stronger and not just put everything into gear and enhancement, which is a very toxic way the games become. Prude and D4, thanks for the follows, guys. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate y'all. So guys, just a quick self promotion here. I stream now on the weekends. I only stream on Saturday and Sunday around 10 a.m. I'm trying to start at 10 a.m. I know I've been late today. My son's not feeling 100%, so very low sleep last night, but streaming from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Central on the weekends. On the weekdays, I'll work on my YouTube channel. So that's the new balanced approach I'm taking to content creation, and hoping it's more sustainable. 1% of the player base, I know, but well, wait a minute. What did you mean 1% of the player base? 0? Did you mean like Edonia grinding, or? Because that's kind of right now it's a low percentage. Eventually they'll push more and more people to that point. Oh, crazy. No, don't stop. Thank you for the follow as well. PVR, sorry. Is that perplexed? Perplexed, thank you for the follow as well. Thank you guys. Appreciate the support. Good shit. But yeah, you know, they did, in terms of gear progression, it sucks that even life skills, everything points to cronstones. I hate that, but that's just how the game has progressed. But they did add side grades to both PvE and PvP in the form of what you saw in Edonia, and also how you upgrade your lightstones, your crystals in PvE as well. There's also some soft progression there. I won't get too far into it, but yeah, it has degraded. In my opinion, it has degraded over the last year in terms of gear progression. Now let's talk about PvP. I can't really go too much in depth as I'm not a top tier PvPer or even a regular PvPer in this regards, but let me give you my 2 cents on this one. PvP is not going to be the same as it was back in the days of, you know, 2022, 2023, while we had GVGs. GVGs was the cornerstone of BDO because there was a lot of drama between guilds because node wars and sieges were a thing. There was always some beef happening. You know, some other guild guy rolls up on your grind spot and you deck on them to fight them so you don't lose karma. And then what happens? Other people get caught into crossfire and suddenly it turns into a GVG beef. And maybe the fight escalates, one side calls friends, the other side calls friends, and suddenly it's a big fight. You know, that used to be a part of BDO, and that was something special about it. It's not going to go back to that. They're not going to bring that back. They're not going to bring back GVGs. They could have done like an easy thing as like your entire guild flagging up for single-sided decks and giving a guild-wide boost of like an item drop rate or something. They could have easily done that, but there's no way to opt out of it. They just decided for all of us that that's not going to be a thing. Poor design choice. Yes, that is a poor design choice. They're not exactly a top tier. They don't really have a top tier leadership in this regards. Is what it is. Maybe someday they'll release a new map where, you know, they've been saying they're going to regurgitate all this old maps where we're going to go back in time when all the mobs were much stronger and stuff. That's like the next direction after Edonia. Maybe they'll do that, and maybe that area will have like GVG flagging or something. Who knows? They could do it. They could bring it back in a new form, but it's not going to come back in the way that we know it. I'm thinking, you know, releasing a high-end map where they will allow that GVG stuff, that would be cool, but they're not gonna. I don't think they will. I would like it to go back to the old ways. That was what BDO was all about. Dude, look at this little penguin flapping his arms. It's so cute. God damn. Look at this guy. Oh wait, you can't see it. Oh, this little dude. But I don't think it's ever gonna go back to that. So how does PvP function nowadays? Well, for those of you who don't go to Arsha, I don't go on Arsha on stream for obvious reasons. Kind of just gonna get jumped nonstop and not much of a PvPer to begin with. But Arsha does have PvP to a certain extent. If you never go there, you'll never see it. So don't complain about it. And if you don't get jumped while on Arsha, then your reward is you're going to be able to grind with a higher drop rate. So take it for what you will. People do go to Arsha still. It is still there, but it's not like what it used to be, sure, but it's not dead either. I mean, if it's dead, then it's a good thing for you. Grind in peace, right? But PvP is, it's still around in a small state. They did revamp the rewards for Red Battlefield. Not the greatest thing, but hey, at least you do get some better compensation for PvPing there. It's still a meme fest where people are in meme DR builds for the most part. You're gonna, even at like 800 something gears, like me, I'm at 804 gear score. I'll still hit people and not do any damage, and they're still like 3-shotting me. That's just a build thing. I have to just optimize my thing, but people do run around in DP meme builds and just harass people more than anything. That's still the same. That hasn't changed. It's gotten a little bit better in terms of rewards this year. So that is in a slightly better state than what it used to be at. In terms of node wars and sieges, they do happen. It's still the same, teaming up and whatever they decide for themselves to a certain extent. But then node wars actually is more, it's more of a free-for-all sense, in the sense that, you as a guild can go out and just fight people, where, before it was a more structured, I'd say. Now it's a bit more chaotic, but at the same time, hey, it's still around. It's not like as popular as it used to be, but people still do node wars. Like, people still get on for node wars. There's still node war guilds that are going out and trying hard there. It's still there. You have to choose to engage with that content. It's not that it's completely dead, that it doesn't happen. It happens quite often. Node wars are pretty often now. It's just a matter of you have to choose to go and engage with it. So PvP, has it gotten better? I think it's roughly the same. I think AOS is better. AOS, I think the last season I played felt better than what it was a couple years ago. Over time they've streamlined some of the bug fixes and stuff. I think AOS is going to be now revered as the premier PvP content of the game. Not a bad thing, but also it's not what BDO used to be known for back in the day. I wish they would do something about the open world, but if you do enjoy that 3v3 format with normalized gear and it's all skill and meta driven, then I think it's a good option. Yo, 40. Yeah, we changed our stream schedule right up there. We are now weekend streamers and we can sleep in peace during the weekdays. I'll work on YouTube videos though. I'm going to be trying to drop as much YouTube stuff as possible. All right. Now, I'm not going to do a separate section for life skilling because I literally haven't been engaging with life skills. But everything just points to money and Cronstone at the end of the day for progression, so is what it is. The last thing I want to talk about is the pay to win. So, as we know now, BDO has always been a pay to win game, with the option of being able to pay with time instead of money. So you're either paying time, you're either paying money in order to progress. And some people were just adamant against paying time, and that's, rightfully so. You're here to play a game to enjoy yourself, not spend money. I mean, there's plenty of better ways to spend money, right? So, has BDO gotten better? No, it's gotten more pay to win. In terms of the pay to win side of things, it's gotten worse. Life skills, every step of life skilling has pay to win influence. And now, they've released these otter backpacks. Right? Lately, we've been getting these otter backpacks. We have it for fishing. We have it for cooking and alchemy, and what else did they do for life skilling? Pay to win side. There's something else I wanted to talk about. They added these, and yeah, I mean, the gear, everything with the pre-owned gear, you convert Manos into pre-owned. That's Cronstones driven, so everything is pointing to life. Everything is influenced by pay to win and life skilling as well. But yeah, lately, they love doing these Gamba boxes. Now every week pretty much has Gamba boxes for sale, and then they have like different type of loot tables, and they're just cycling through it. Before it used to be costume driven, but now they've gone to Gamba boxes for pay to winning. So extremely pay to win in this sense. You can still progress while you, sorry for that, I know you guys hate my Fisher, but you can still progress while grinding and not pay to winning, but it is, you know, it's a slow road. They will eventually increase the cost of cron stones. They said they will, the vendor cron stones. They said they just weren't doing it at that moment of Idania releasing. So we have a little bit more time with the current price of vendor crons. Eventually that is going to change. So in terms of pay to win, it's gotten worse. It's going to keep getting worse. There's more influence in all formats of the game of the pay to win, except AOS, I guess. But right now, it has gotten worse. Life skilling is more pay to win oriented. Grinding is the same as always, but they've driven us all into cronstone progression. So in a sense, it does become more pay to win in that kind of progression as well. I mean, you can buy vendor crons, you can pre-order costumes on NA and stuff, but yeah, I guess you're just paying. You're not really winning. They said they would increase the price of cronstones, but they didn't say. They said that they weren't going to do it at the moment. So, you know, the question was, are they going to increase it with Idania? They said, no, not yet. And our money per hour didn't really go up with Idania because of all the side grades. So, you know, makes sense to, I mean, it has gone up, but it hasn't gone up like significantly. Before we would have seen an increase of like, you know, 1 billion more or something. But out of touch devs, yeah. It's PA. PA is still on brand of PA. That hasn't changed. So let's do a recap to end our talk here, guys. So new player experience and returning player experience, more catch-up mechanics involved, a little bit more streamlined. Not a phenomenal experience. They're just trying to get you to the stage of the hamster wheel quicker. PvE, it's been very, they did a really good expansion with Idania compared to their previous expansions. I felt it was a bit more well-rounded. It brought side grades, which you're grinding for and not just buying out from pay to win. You can buy some of this stuff, but it's just high in demand. But, you know, I like the idea of side grades, that we are progressing and getting stronger while playing the game. And it's not just 100 hours into, you know, into dirt, and then it's just cronstone enhancing. Gear progression wise, it has gotten worse in the sense that everything is now driven by cronstones, which I don't like, but the side grades are a good touch to the game, and it was definitely needed. PvP, AOS is going to be your premier piece of content. Node Wars and Sieges are still alive. They're not what they used to be. Open world PvP isn't what it used to be, but that's okay. The game's not going to change. No reason to sit there and beg for it. If you don't like it, don't play the game. It's as simple as that. Now the pay to win side has gotten worse with the Gamba boxes. Every side of life skilling has pay to win involvement. I can't even talk right now. Every aspect of life skilling has pay to win involvement, and now these Gamba boxes come out every single week where it gives you a shit ton of crown stones, and that is kind of the norm for pay to winning now. So that is the current state, in my opinion. Is it good or bad? I think the game is out of 10. I would say it's at a 5 out of 10. It didn't get it didn't improve that much, but it didn't get that much worse. If you want to play like you used to, where it degraded is the gear progression. Now everything is cronstone related. Once upon a time you'd be like, oh, just save up and buy gear. Now it's you know, they're slowly ripping that part out of the progression. So if you enjoy the game, if you enjoy the content in the game, I say it's worth playing. If you enjoy grinding, if you enjoy whatever PvP you engage in, if you like your guild, if you like just doing life skills, or if just hanging out in the game, if you like the game, play it. But it's not a game that's worth playing to, hey, I have to progress, I have to get geared, I have to get 840 gear score, then I can enjoy the game. No, it's not like that. It's not like other games where you get to a certain stage, you have to put in the hours to get to a certain stage of gear, and then you can engage in fun activities or something. No, it's not like that. You know, only play this game if you're having fun. If you're not having fun, do what I'm doing here, AFK fish, and go play other games, or just don't log in. Just take a break, quit, come back, and it'll be easier to progress than you are at right now. So I'm very neutral about the current state. There are the good and the bad. Right now, I am having fun. Like, I can grind for like 1 hour, maybe 2 hours on stream, but that's about it. No way I can do more than 2 hours. And so probably around 4 to 5 hours a week is my limit. But yeah. There are people who play the game. Let's just take a quick look at the Steam charts, I guess. So the Steam charts will show you that it's been pretty much where it's always been. Hasn't really seen a huge gain or loss. So let's see where we were at back in the 2020 era, 2021. You know, the game used to reach that 30Ks, but in 2025, it hasn't reached the 30K mark on Steam. Now, not everyone plays on Steam. I play on the PC client. I don't play on Steam. So these numbers aren't indicative of the actual player count. But what we look at here is the trend. So when you see a drop off, you'll see that drop off in both Steam and the PC client. There shouldn't be any difference there. So with Adania, we got a resurgence with changes to. So one thing was like last year with Lost Ark being out, it reached an all-time low, and they really giga buffed fishing, so players would still get on the game at least and log on. And then there was a drop off, and then, you know, came back with Adania and some updates there. The change to, you know, they released Wukong. They changed PvE, DR caps and stuff. And that's one thing people don't like. Everything is just capped to a certain extent. So unless you are within that DR range, or AP range, sorry, the AP caps, not DR caps, but unless you're in that AP range, then you can't really grind at a spot and whatnot. People don't like that, and I tend to agree with that. That's not a really great design, but I understand why they had to do it because of other poor designs to accommodate for it. But right now we're currently seeing 21,500 on a Sunday peak, so it is on the decline once again, but it's not dead. I don't think BDO's ever really been at the stage where it's been dead. Just lost a lot of favor last year with Lost Ark coming, or not Lost Ark, Throne of Liberty. Did I say Lost Ark? I can't even talk right now. No, Throne of Liberty came out last year, and that kind of sucker punched BDO because a lot of BDO players went there to actually PvP. So is it at a great state? No, but it's at the state it's always been. I wouldn't worry about the game dying and shutting down or anything. We'll still see BDO around in another 5 years, I'd say. All right. That's my TED Talk. Thanks for coming, guys. Hi, Kitty. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. We're just talking about the current state of BDO. I went through all the topics, and honestly, I think it's in an okay state. I don't think we'll see any major changes from Pearl Abyss's side. Oh, I would love to play EOS, man. I just don't have a... Sorry, what is EOS? I'm thinking ESO. What's EOS? What are you talking about there? I want to play ESO. I just haven't had the time. I haven't had the time for a lot of games I want to play. End of service? Dude. No way they're shutting down. End of service. I don't think they'll shut down in 10 years. You'll still see video around. There's always going to be people swiping on it. Like, look at games like Fiesta Online. That game's still running. But it's 50 players. Ion kept running its servers with its small amount of players. It's like, we're a far cry from game shutting down. But TNL can sustain itself with one server. So until we get to that point where not even one server is sustained, that's when it'll die. But Amazon wouldn't shut it down. NCSoft wouldn't shut it down. NC, for all its negativity, and, you know, warranted, of course, but all the negative impression about NC aside, they aren't a company that'll shut down a game just because it's not pulling in money. Look at Ion. It's been a very niche fringe game for so long, which only sustains a few hundred players, but they kept it alive all these years and kept making new content for it. So even if they have to just downsize the team to maybe a dozen devs or something to keep it going, they will do that, but they won't shut it down. I think they're a company that'll leave games up and running. So I don't think Throne will go down. And honestly, having a few thousand concurrent is enough for Throne to sustain one server to have its content. So I don't think it's going to die per se. I think it's going to lose popularity, rightfully so. You know, games like companies like Pearl Abyss and Seasoft, they have a vast amount of resources, but all they really need is just Pansy at the helm of it to decide how to make new content and fix it. Not attaining new players? Yeah. Odin Valhalla Rising on PC? No, what about it, Resk? I declined that campaign when that came out. So I didn't really get into it. I didn't play it. And people in this category were only playing it because there's a paid influencer campaign going on. I don't know if it's still active though. Can you tell me about it? Was good at first and lost lots of players. Well, yeah, because players were there because all the influencers were there. Streamers, YouTubers. There's a big campaign. They invested a lot of money in that one. I just couldn't guarantee I'd stream what they wanted. And I'm like, it didn't even look like a game that I would play outside of it. So I will do campaigns for games that I will play. Like Mu Online, I did a campaign for. I played for like almost 2 months after. BDO has cap content. BDO can keep players because it has cap content. I think it's a good game at its core, right? I mean, it has a lot that is enjoyable about the game that we enjoy coming back into the game and playing. Look at Terra's Land, right? It was a very polished game, but the way they designed it, it's like I had zero interest in the world. I had zero interest in what they built. Because it's like you just log in, you just port to whatever dungeon, whatever boss, and you just come out. It was like a very hub-based game. I'm really sad that that game had such a poor leadership. They were like, oh, we're going to do these fixes, and there's a huge community that's going around in Discord that's theory crafting all this ideas and stuff. And, you know, they had a pretty good starting point in terms of like the hype behind it. But when you design an MMORPG, you have to design a world. You have to design a living, breathing world. Where BDO, you know, it was touted as a sandbox game for a long time, but it's it also lost its direction there in terms of the sandbox nature of it. But a game needs to have life at every stage of the game, whether you're a new player who's just coming in or whether you're a veteran player. At every stage of the game, there needs to be players around doing that kind of content. If they're not, then it's not designed right. What if, now this is coping, what if Edania Part 2 will have 3 new bosses, 3 new grind zones, and are all group content? Not enough. Because, like, I assume Part 2 is going to have even higher end content where you have to be higher end player gear score to participate. So, it wouldn't do much for the overall scope of the game. If it was all those players, you know, only those high-end players enjoying that. They need to do my idea of the event system, open world events. It needs to be to a stage where we can just chill in the game and every half hour a new event comes out and we go and do that for 20 minutes and then we chill for another 10 minutes, navigate to the next one, and so on and so forth. There needs to be a new game loop that can be just event driven. And then you can segregate the events between PvP events, PvE events, and have them popping up all over the world. And, you know, they need to variate it. I could design something that would be an amazing system that would integrate into the game as it is right now, but PA would not be able to. I don't think they'll do that. I don't think you'll see raids. I don't think you'll see more party grind spots. And it's not just party grind spots we need. They need to make a system where you can scale an existing grind spot, not just make a new spot and say this is a party only spot. I know it's not easy. I know it's going to be hard. They need to shut the fuck up and do it. Like, there's no other way around it. If you want to stay at the state the game's at the player base it's at, then keep going as it is. If you want it to grow into something more, that's the only way to do it. But they won't do it. Unfortunately, they're incapable of coming up with that much, you know, creativity. Like, they're not going to be able to sustain. They'll implode. It's just not in their nature. It's not in their capability. So game's just going to stay where it's at and slowly decline, slowly get players back when they release big events, big freebies, etc. And that's just the they're in a cycle where, okay, the player's losing a lot of players, then we just have to give more free stuff, you know? Unfortunately, I really wish they would go in the route of trying to grow the game, but I don't think they'll grow the game. It's not in their nature. They'll sustain it and keep earning the revenue they earn from it right now, and try to not be in the negatives in their quarterly earning report. And yeah. Harun, sorry, I missed your comment there, man. I'm doing good, dude. I just changed up my stream schedule, as you see on top. It's to, you know, my life is at a stage where I cannot just stream 4 hours a day at night after everyone's asleep. I just cannot sustain that. So we are now streaming only on the weekends. I'll focus on YouTube content during the week, and we should be able to keep that going for a while and see how that goes. We'll change things up as required, but yeah, I pray so hard to have newer and more group content. I enjoyed playing together with my friends and just chatting with them. Yeah, that's what like MMORPGs were all about. Cheesy. Is it Chessy? Chessy? I think that might be it. I'm terrible with names, I'm sorry. But like group content is the only way that this game would have grown, but they do everything but that. They gave us Boss Rush, which honestly, after you do it enough times, you just blast through it. It's not enough of group content to justify it. The dungeons, they were good. Chessy. Okay, perfect. I mean, like, the dungeons were, you know, pretty well designed for what it was. Like, the boss fights were good, but they were far and few in between. It's like just 4 dungeons now. They release like 1 a year or something. If they had like a lot of different dungeons, you know, this might be a 3-man dungeon, 2-man dungeon, solo dungeon, or maybe there's no designation and it's just easier to do with more people or something, with a slightly higher scaling. They could have scattered those around all over the place. They might have like been able to like incorporate it within the grinds, and then it's like you have to grind for a certain amount of time to get the energy to enter it, and then you do a fun little side dungeon, and then you're back at the grind spot or something. They can vary a lot of things, but I don't think they want to. I think they're focused on seeing how can they encourage players to buy more Cronstones. After BSH and A-Tour done playing together for the week. Yeah. Pretty much. So guys, another topic I wanted to talk about is complexity of MMORPGs. Now, I don't really like doing this, but let me just log into a different game here so I can better explain what I'm talking about. And I guess it does pertain. There are a few games I wanted to touch base on regarding this, but let's go ahead and log into both of these. I don't have MapleStory. I could log into MapleStory from GeForce Now. That works too. Yeah, let's do that. Screw it. What's the harm? Where the hell is GeForce Now? Give me a second. Music time. Intermission. Just give me a sec, just loading up the games and stuff so I can talk about this next topic a bit more effectively. Oh, I totally forgot about Battlefield 6. Is the game even worth it? Is it fun? If I play that, I played that on GeForce Now.
There are stains on your photo, little cracks on your rusty frame. Stuck in the mud.
Game's loading. Give it a second. Another second.
It's okay. I don't have the pieces of your home, buried in the flashbacks. All these wicked nightmares have gone cold. Now we go way back, as far as way back goes. Still standing.
Come on, load quicker.
You know I'll be right here when all the monsters come.
Is it just me or is it always like that? Give me a second, guys. Almost there.
You grew old in suburbia, where pretty demons never show. Shifting
Oh, come on. Just load, damn it. Don't crash on me. There we go. Now it's firing up. Thank you.
pieces of your home, buried in the flashbacks. All these wicked nightmares have gone cold. Now we go way, way back, as far as way back goes. Still standing by your side. You know I'll be right here when all the monsters come. I've got you. I've got you.
All right. So I wanted to do a proper review of a new player experience, but I just haven't put enough time into this game, unfortunately. So a bit sad about that. But I did want to talk about a topic which does pertain to a lot of different MMORPGs, specifically those which have a lot of complexity behind them. So the game we have on screen right now is Lost Ark. The first thing I see in chat is gatekeeping. Come on, it's not that bad. It's better than it used to be. So the one topic I wanted to talk about here, it's something that I experienced while trying to play Lost Ark as a returning player. On release, I played for a couple weeks, but I didn't get into any of the end game. I didn't really progress there. I thought, I'll come back someday and just swipe and catch up if I really wanted to. But what I experienced this time around is the catch-up system they had. Now, when you have a game that's as complex as Lost Ark, there are a lot of layered systems of progression and, orient around your build and stuff, and means of getting stronger. These can get pretty complicated for a new player that's just starting out. At first glance, it might not make any sense, and it might actually be a negative situation where it turns you off from the game. It's like, oh, this too cluttered, too complex, I don't want to play it. My inventory is so cluttered that that's one thing that always puts me away, but I've just been throwing it into storage and saying future Pansy will figure it out. But when it comes to the systems in the game, it's actually one of those games that does have a lot of things that you need to figure out, and it can be pretty complicated. So my experience with Lost Ark and trying to play through this progression, where is that pass? No, it's not that one. Challenge Express, yes. So I'm like only halfway, not even halfway through this. But one thing I've noticed is the means of progression in this game and the different systems. They did take some steps to make it easier for you to understand. For example, this elixir system, right? So when it comes to doing this elixir progression, I didn't understand it. This transmutation. I'll put up the footage on YouTube if I put this on YouTube later. I had it on stream, so I did it on stream. So this was a complex method that at first glance I could not understand at all. And for that reason, like when I saw it on the stream a long time ago, I thought, what the hell is this? It makes no sense even just watching this guy on stream. I don't know what he's going for. And, that was a turnoff for me. But, my realization is now they did streamline this initial progression to catch up to a certain extent. They made it pretty easy. These are just little challenges and things that you had to do and little bosses you had to fight, and you'll be able to progress your gear while doing that. I think that's been a pretty fun experience for me. I'm able to, just jump in and start playing the class, and it does some hand holding in terms of giving you a base set, a base build and stuff. I had to change my build because it wasn't it wasn't the best build and the more optimal build to play, but it has been a fun experience for me to do this. Yes, there are complicated systems. My inventory is getting cluttered, but The game has tens of thousands of people who play it every day or every month or whatever, and it has a pretty sizable player base. If they can figure it out, I can figure it out too, right? So my approach to trying out Lost Ark has been, yeah, I'm not going to be efficient right out the gate. I'm going to be missing things. Things I should be doing on a daily and weekly basis, I'm not going to be doing them. And that's okay. What's more important is that I get introduced to the game. I get introduced to the different systems involved, the transmutation, the different aspects to your skill build, your character build, and all this stuff. Like, it took time to figure out and learn what all of this means. And that's not even all of it, right? But that's okay. You know, as you spend time, as you chip away at it, one system after the other, you'll learn it. And once you learn it, you've got it. It's as simple as that. And in a lot of MMORPGs, you get to a point where, hey, you log in and you have no idea what's going on. It looks unfamiliar because it's a unique system to the game. And I don't think that should be a reason to turn you off. If it does, then that's okay. Try again someday or play something else more in line with what you enjoy. But this is one game. Then there's MapleStory, for example, which is a complete different direction to a lot of games. MapleStory has over 50 something classes, and it encourages you to make all of those classes, make as many characters as you want, because as you progress, you build up your link skills. That is, you know, if you level up one class, it gets a link skill associated to it, which is accessible by all your other characters. So that's actually a means of making a build, whether it's you're doing PvE grinding content, or you're doing, sorry, everything's PvE in MapleStory, but let's say you're doing open world grinding content or versus doing bossing, you'll have different presets of these link skills. You can only have a certain amount of them, but you can save them as presets, and you'll have different presets for what you're doing. And it also differs between which class you're playing. Maybe some class needs more crit, so you can get that crit from those link skills. And you level up your other characters specifically for the link skills, as well as the other system that is the Legion board, where there's a little chessboard thing. If this is on YouTube, I'll put it on screen. There's a little chessboard place where each different type of class, you know, whether it's a swordsman, a pirate, or a thief or something, like each one of, or, you know, one of those subtype of classes gets a different shape of the piece that it represents. And the higher level it becomes, there's certain breakpoints where it gets another piece, another square added to it. So it becomes a larger and larger piece, which you place on the board. And where you place on the board depends on the stats it provides you. And you'll have different presets of this for leveling, for your open world power grinding, for your for bossing and stuff. So you progress your overall account by doing this, because you can use these this Legion point system on every single character. It makes all your characters stronger. So there are these layered systems which at first can be complicated, and you might think it's overwhelming. How am I going to do this? It might take me a year to get there, and it's not something you're meant to rush through. I mean, you'll try to get to, like, you know, 6, 7K, 8K really quickly, and then it starts plateauing. It gets harder. But every week, every couple of weeks, there's an event going on. Actually, pretty much perpetually in MapleStory, there's always events going on, and those events help you level up your alts and stuff. So that's just their direction of taking MapleStory and how you progress in it. And it's a very complicated system at first glance, but if you just spend some time into it, put some time into it, you'll figure it out. Same thing in Lost Ark. That's one thing I faced in Lost Ark. Yeah, it's complicated to see at first, but you know, over time, you're able to just understand it. And once you go through each of these systems and know what everything is, then it's just a matter of playing the game. So I guess the gist of my talk, I know I went on a bit of a circle here, is that, listen, these games can look complicated at first glance, but you don't need to be efficient right out the gate. You don't have to do the most efficient thing and play it the most efficient manner. Do all your checklist on your daily basis, weekly basis right off the gate. Just play the game, enjoy, figure it out. I don't care if I'm in the BDO category. There it says, this is my category. Fuck it. I'm kidding. I'm not actually here playing. I just wanted to explain the concept of a complexity in MMORPGs. And yeah, Shinny, I've been on the new player experience grind on different MMORPGs. Lost Ark is also on it. On that list. So I've been meaning to do a review of this, but I just haven't had the time. There's a lot of games going that I've been meaning to play and a lot of things going on. But I will eventually finish this challenge pass and get it done. Oh no, this is actually finishing. This is only until the 15th. We only have 3 days to do it. I didn't see the time. Oh, buddy. So we're gonna have to bust our ass for the next 3 days on this one, huh? We'll see. If I don't finish it, I don't finish it. There'll be another one eventually, so that's okay. We'll see. We'll see. We'll think about it. So I actually wanted to log into MapleStory and explain that, but I think it'll be easier to Thrawn. What you mean, Throne? Throne and Liberty? I have a different relationship with Throne and Liberty, honestly. So let me tell you why I don't play Throne and Liberty, okay? Let me log out of GeForce now. So the reason why I don't play Throne of Liberty is because I went way too hard in the first time around. And I feel like that's a game that needs time. I mean, yeah, you can pay to win stuff and whatever, but Throne of Liberty is a game that you need to be online a lot more than other games, in my opinion, because it's not just about progression. You can progress in a streamlined manner, but what is Throne of Liberty all about? Like, it's about the PvP, right? It's about PvPing, open world PvPing. And it's like, there are certain time periods, like for arc bosses, that you need to be on in order to enjoy that content. And that's okay. Games having that kind of stuff is okay. But I just don't have the time right now to do it. You know, once upon a time, I was like, when Throne released, I used to be on almost every day. Work was a lot lighter, so I had time during the day to do it. Now, I'm literally working during working hours. And usually back in the day, it's because my thing, like, I used to have calls at like late at night, early in the morning for people offshore and stuff, and then a weekend cutovers and stuff. So my weekday schedule was also variated to accommodate for that increased hours in off time. So now it's more static where I'm working and I'm not working off hours. I'm just working during the day. And that's good for me. But at the same time, you know, Throne of Liberty, like, it needs me to be on like during peak hours and stuff. I can't do it during peak hours. I'm with my kid. I'm with my wife. So then that leaves me after 10:30 p.m. for like an hour or two. And that's not enough for me to enjoy Throne of Liberty and its content. I think it's improved over time, and that's good for the game overall. Like, it's in a better state than it was on release, but I think those changes and improvements came too late. So, yeah, that's why I am not really on there. Yo, okay. Risky Blue, what's up? New big patch coming and old events are ending. Oh, that's cool. I don't think I'll have enough time to finish out this one. I can try it off stream, but today's gonna be the last day of Warborn's events, and yeah, I probably won't be able to finish it. I'll have to try again another time. But I'm glad that I got to play it this time around. You know, I did get to experience you know, starting out again and played Deathblade, which I always wanted to do. I thought it was a cool class, so it was nice that I got to experience it for a little while. We'll see what happens. Do you know much about the new DR artifacts? Are they adding new artifacts? I know that you can empower the current ones. Like, there's the reform stones, like this is the regular Kabua. It gives 7 monster AP. This is 10. This is the using the Herald's flawless Herald stone something. Oh crap! Risky coming in with the Twitch Prime. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you for the support. It means a lot to me. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for all your follows, all the subs and everything. Support means the world, because I'm changing up my streaming and content creation schedule and approach. Hopefully this is something that will be more synergized with my IRL situation, and both are able to coexist. So we're only streaming on the weekends. I really appreciate the support, and I'll try to do my best to keep it going. But yeah, Matthew, is that what you're talking about? All right, I think I have one more hour planned, but I don't think I want to go into my review of Warborn right now. Might have to do that one off stream. Has anyone played Warborn in chat? It's the season's almost over, so now the postseason stuff is gonna start until the next season gets kicked off. I liked it. I thought it was fun. I like the large scale fights. It's just that the way the system's structured, there was a lot of off-hour things going on. This is good. You can keep me company on the weekends while being at work. Hey, good stuff. Yeah, and the thing is, like, I used to start streaming at like 10:30 at night. East Coast people would be asleep. The Central people would be gearing up to go to sleep, and then that just leaves the West Coast. And then it'd be really odd hours for Europe as well. So I'm like, I get to see more of my OGs in chat. So this is nice. I do enjoy this schedule more. I was thinking I should go do a little bit more grind, but I skipped lunch. We need to figure out the lunch situation. So yesterday I tried it that I was eating on stream while watching a video. I think that was a little bit less entertaining. And then after I ate, then I started getting tired. So like, you know, sleepy and stuff. So originally I was playing 9 to 3. Now I was thinking 10 to 4. I might actually go for the 9 to 3, but it's like waking up is a bit difficult if my son requires more attention at night and then my sleep schedule gets disrupted. Maybe I can do like just 10 to 3. I might cut down an hour, but maybe 5 hours is what I need. We'll see. I was thinking about grinding for a bit, but I'm going to just go ahead and call it. We'll reassess the situation for next week. Next week on Saturday I won't stream probably, but I will on Sunday, and then on the week of the November 3rd to 11th I'm off. So, and the weekend before that. So 1st to 11th I'm going to do like daily streams those 11 days and also try to keep up the YouTube content. So big challenge is me keeping up my YouTube content. Let's see if I can do it. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Hobo Trippin', thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Guys, I appreciate everybody who was around for the stream. Thanks for watching. I'm going to call it here for today. And we'll resume again next week. Keep an eye out for my YouTube stuff. I will 100% be putting out stuff on YouTube going forward. So just trying to make it work, man. Thanks for hanging out, guys. See you, Ruskendo. See ya, Jesse. Once again, thanks for the Twitch Prime, Blue. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good rest of your day. I'll catch you guys again next week. And there's my DK. I need to change this outro. I need to bring out the Mystic. I keep forgetting to go record that. Which other class should I do? I should do a few classes. We got the DK. We got the Mystic. I don't know. Maybe Savior. When Savior comes out, my Savior will be the #1 hot tub streamer on BDO.